Oh, move this over here. All right, guys, I'll begin in a moment. Sorting my desk out. Here we go. I'll wait for a few people. I want to go deep today. I want to go deep about the meaning of life. I want to hear people's opinions about it. So I'll wait until somebody leaves a comment. That's usually when I start. And then we can talk about all sorts of deep things here. This could get pretty intense for a Saturday. All right, guys, leave a comment in the chat just to know that I'm speaking to somebody. It tells me that there's 4 people here. I just need to know that one person's here. I'm not just talking to myself. So I'll go crazy if that's the case. All right, perfect. We've got one person in the chat. Excellent. I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. But I had a phone call today with my best friend in England. Really deep conversation about the meaning of life and why we're here and the purpose of it and if there's an afterlife and all of this. I was like, oh, mate, I've just woke up. Like, you're going to hit me with these questions? I've literally just woken up. So I thought it'd be a good idea today to ask you guys your thoughts about it, because there's no correct answer here. Like, what is the meaning of life? There's no correct answer. And I love this. I love these open-ended questions that have people thinking. I don't like your 2 + 2 = 4. I like people to really open up and give their opinions. So, yeah, I've heard about the march. My mate Greza told me there's a huge march in London, and so there should be. There absolutely should be a march with what's going on. Hey, guy. Hey, happy face, man. And I won't talk too much about sports today. I could talk all day about sports and the things that I decoded yesterday and what I witnessed. I'm not going to talk too heavily about sports, but I know they're cancelling and postponing all these games. Everybody's getting Omicron at the same time, but it seems to only be in England in the Premier League, which is a joke. So my friend asked me, he said, Adam, do protests work? And I was like, mate, in general, I don't think they do. I think they lead to violence and arrests and tension and more negative energy. However, on the flip side, it's amazing that people are sticking up for themselves and fighting for the rights. So I don't know truly where I stand on protests. I just don't think they really lead to anything good, because these people do whatever they want anyway. But full respect for anybody who is out there protesting what they're doing in England and around the world, to be honest. What do decoders mean by meaning of life being 42? I don't know. It's just a significant number in gematria with these occultists, with these secret societies, is the number 42. So they hold that really deep, that number. And I don't know why that number is so significant. I think you only learn about that number when you're like in the occult. I just know that it's the same numbers that keep appearing. So they must have great significance. Like now there's 13 people in the live and there's 3 likes. 13-3, and Pope Francis became the Pope on 13-3. It was his birthday yesterday. Can't make this stuff up. I just did a decode about how Houston could become 13-3 away. The organic element of all this is insane. So I recently did a video about that NBA game and do we live in a simulation? It was the best example I've ever seen myself that we live in a simulation. And I was like, if we are in a simulation, why are we just figuring this out now? Why is it taking so long? Why is there been such a shift in consciousness with people like myself and everybody in this chat? Why now in 2021? And if we are in a simulation, then again, what is the meaning of life? Is it to escape the simulation, to master the game? I don't know. So many questions. How come none of the Sky Sports games have... That's a good point. That's a good point. I saw the Burnley Villa game got cancelled 2 hours before the game. So imagine you're a fan, you've looked forward to it all week, you're taking your kids to the game, you're all dressed up, you're ready to go, and 2 hours before they cancel it. I know there's 19 football league games cancelled due to COVID-19. That's mockery in itself. Last night, there was 31 players out in the NBA with COVID. 31's the 11th prime on the Pope's birthday, and Pope equals 11. Whoever's doing this is doing everything by a code. It's just whether it's an organic simulation and the person who's controlling it, or the architect, or the universe is doing it, or there's people infiltrating this simulation. We're in a simulation, guys. We're in one. If I'd have said that out loud a few years ago, I would have slapped myself in the face and said, you've watched too many movies. We're not living in a simulation. We're in a simulation. And these sports games are probably the best example of it. 44 is a really significant number. It's why Martin Luther King was supposedly taken out on April the 4th. That number is highly connected to death, unfortunately. So a lot of people who die young have the number 44 connected to them. In these suspicious deaths, you have the number 44 connected to them. Maybe this reality is a way to filter out bad and good souls. Very possible, Sebastian. There's people that say that we all came from a different dimension and we all agreed to come to this simulation, this world, to make it better, to figure out who the pure souls are. There's definitely a possibility of that we did decide to come here. Other people say we had no say. We were born and then we controlled and there's nothing we can do. We're just fulfilling our scripts in the game. I don't know. What's the meaning of life? We can't be here by accident. I want your opinions, guys. Like, what is meaning? Just the word in itself, meaning. What is meaning? The meaning of life. What is meaning? That's the question in itself. So is the meaning of life freedom from suffering? Because for me, there's no way you can escape suffering. Suffering is a part of life. So there's a lot of people who say the meaning of life is freedom from suffering. I think that's impossible to escape suffering. You're always going to experience it when people die, if you lose your job, when you get sick. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. It's like when you're playing Mortal Kombat or Streets of Rage or Street Fighter, your life bar goes down. It doesn't stay the same all the time. Your life bar goes down when you get hit by something. So life, like how we see life, is all determined by our mind. It's all determined by our mind. Our reality is dictated by our thoughts. And that's something I've learned. So that's why you got to really look after your mind. Stay off mainstream media and things like that. Hang out with people that are open-minded, that can have these conversations. My mate, Nathan, who I love to bits, I have so much respect for him. He says, like, if you can't talk about things like this, then what are you even here for? If you can't talk about the meaning of life and question our reality and question all these agendas, why are you here? I call those people soulless beings now. I think the people going to these stadiums, watching these games and getting their boosters and stuff to play along with this society, I think they're soulless. I think they're pretty much done. So like somebody said in the chat, I think Sebastian, maybe this has been a challenge to see who the true spirits are, with actual spirit and love within them. Not the people who get so attached to this fake reality, because it is fake. This reality we live in is fake. What's your opinion on Andy Murray? Well, I believe his mother's a witch. I'm pretty sure his mother's a witch. I think she came out and said it. So Andy Murray got all of his success because probably through witchcraft. And he'll be Scottish Rite Freemason as well. He's from Scotland, isn't he? I never liked Murray. Like when I believed in sports, I love tennis. As you know, I've got my tennis racket here. I still love to play tennis. I never liked Andy Murray. I didn't like his persona. I didn't like the way he spoke, how arrogant he was. I find that most significant numbers sum up to either 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, 3, 6, 9 seems to be the biggest three, according to Tesla. And it does make sense. I see 3, 6, and 9s everywhere. Any chance for Djokovic to win Aussie Open? Of course there is. Of course there is a chance for Djokovic to take it. I'll have to look into it. It's hard enough looking into daily games. But futures, I think that's something I want to do. Like today, I like Houston Rockets to beat the Pistons, and they're winning 62-49 at the half. So they're up by 13 on a day leaving 13 days left in the year. And Detroit came into this game having lost their last 13 games. It's like, 13 Illuminati bloodlines. There's just so many rituals, guys. It's exhausting. I always find the numbers. Like last night in the Lakers game, I knew 99 would be an enormous number. I thought it was going to favor the Lakers. It didn't. And there were 99 points at halftime. I was like, you scumbags, man. 99 this year, guys. Prince Philip dead at 99, the 99th day of the year. The NFL season began on 9/9, 99 days before the Pope's birthday. Tomorrow, Kobe Bryant would have died 99 weeks ago exact. California's birthday is 9/9. And then they have 99 points at halftime. I'm like, you guys are jokers. You guys are jokers. Adam, I put a bet on the Villa game. Yeah, they'll give you your money back. I told you the other day, my Burnley code to win against Watford was one of the best I've ever done, and they cancelled it a few hours before the game because of COVID, 56 days after Ranieri's birthday. Coronavirus, 56 COVID vaccine. I couldn't believe it. I was sick because I was excited for my community to win on that game. We're 100% in a simulation. It's really hard to say anything's 100% anymore, but I get what you're saying. You feel strongly about it. I really believe it. I'm sure in the past I've said 100%. By the end of the first movie, Marty seems to have solved his family's problems. His dad has followed his dreams and became successful. Sister is desirable. Bro has a good job going for him. That's very interesting. It's very interesting, Kyle. Was John Barnes a good player? Technically, yeah. I always think left-footed players look better than they actually are. But John Barnes, he's a bit chubby, wasn't he? Especially as he got a bit older. Like a big bear, John Barnes. Is huge now. 33s are everywhere. Like, I don't know what it is with that number. Again, they're going to tell us Jesus died at that age, and it's the highest rank of masonry. It's a master number. What is it? Why that number? Who dictated that number 33 to have so much power? Who? The architect? Who? The Masons? Why did they choose 33? Why did they stop at 33 degree? Is it mockery to Jesus? I don't know. Just so you know, guys, I am a very intelligent guy, but I don't know the answer to most of this. There's people who seem to think I'm some sort of guru now, some sort of mystic, who can call everything, who can call every single sports outcome. No, I can't. I can't. I'm very good at it. I've nailed so many things, and not just in sports, but I don't know how you can get consistent with this, like incredibly consistent to the point where the whole world cannot ignore you. They do it in such a way where you can get so many things right, and then boom, so many things wrong. It's like there's no consistency, and people in this life need consistency to believe in things. I just wish there were more consistency with this knowledge, because this knowledge is absolutely incredible. I was speaking to my mate Andreas, a guy who has the amazing Instagram page. Again, I always put his link in the description. He keeps saying that. He said to me, and he's been doing really well with gambling, I'm done with it. This knowledge is too powerful to be just spending it on decoding sports or whatever it may be. And he's done with it now. Let me just put his Instagram again. I'm only doing this, guys, because I really like this guy. I've never even met him face to face. But he does amazing work. He always tells me I inspire him. And for that, I'll look out for him. All right, what else we got here? Bro, we the real Illuminati. Maybe we are. Maybe we're all illuminated. For me, illuminated just means you're illuminated with knowledge, with wisdom. So if you're illuminated, it's not a bad thing. Like my opening of my videos with the eye opening, I feel like I have opened my third eye, and that's not a bad thing. But it is hard being around so many people who are still walking around in a face mask, who are scared to go near a person or shake their hand. It's hard to be around those people, but again, try and avoid them and be around people who are on your wavelength, energy-wise. Like I'm going for a drink with a girl today who's on my page. So we have great chemistry. I'm going to have fun. I can't hang out with people who are truly stuck and trapped in the matrix way of thinking, the mainstream media way of thinking. All right, let's have a look. We've done this a million times over. Very possible. We could, like a video game, you die and you come back. You die and you come back. Some video games, you die and go all the way back to the beginning of the game. Others, you just go back to the beginning of the level. Some you can go like back to just where you died halfway through the level. They're telling us things in video games. The Truman Show is the best example of how reality is fake. That it's not actually real, to be honest. 33 is the degree of mutation. Ice turns to water. That's really interesting. I didn't actually know that. It's 33 vertebrae in your spine. Obviously, if you screw up your spine, you can't walk. What else we got? Talk about Bohemian Grove. I don't know enough about Bohemian Grove, but I will look into it. Do you think meat eating is wrong? Ooh. What is right and wrong, though? Again, I had a discussion with somebody about this. What is right and wrong? It's the perspective of the person, isn't it? What's right to me is wrong to somebody else. Think about religious beliefs. Think about religious beliefs. Somebody will say, no, this is the right way to approach life. No, this is the right mindset. These are the right rules to live by. And somebody else thinks the opposite. So is it wrong or right to eat meat? I don't know. As humans, I think we're supposed to eat meat. Like we're supposed to eat meat. These animals that kill each other to survive, like they don't have any other option. So it's just by design. You can reduce your meat intake. What I don't get is in the 80s, people like Schwarzenegger and Stallone promoted eating meat. You need to eat meat to be healthy, to get strong. And now they're all vegan, saying that you shouldn't eat meat. What's changed in 40 years? I don't know. I don't think it's evil or bad to eat meat. No. Murdering innocent animals just for the sake of it, yeah, that's completely wrong. These people like shooting elephants and then taking a photo next to them, that's disgusting. But if you're eating meat to survive, then yeah. Do we need to eat meat? Probably not. We probably don't need it to survive. You can live off vegetables. You're in tune with your energy? Absolutely. All right, trust me, every movie I watch in between the scenes. I rewatched the last Harry Potter film, and Harry asked Dumbledore, is this the end? And Dumbledore says he can choose to go back or to back. Wow. Imagine that, guys, if when you do die, you get asked, hey, do you want to go back and try this again? Or are you done? You want to retire from this game? Like you actually have a choice to come back, and we keep coming back. I don't know what the alternative is. I don't think, as I've said before now, I don't think you ever truly die. I don't think you ever truly die. It's the best thing I've got out of this. I don't fear death. I don't fear things like hell. So that is a good point. When you die, did they ask you, hey, do you want to come back and play the game again? Like in that movie Saw, that you want to play a game. Life is a game and some play it better than others. But do we have control over our decisions? Again, Decode Your Reality, if you watch his stuff, pretty much says we don't have any control over our reality. I don't know. I love this. There's going to be so many questions I ask today where I don't have the answer. Or I'll have my opinion, but I don't have an actual answer. Alex Jones is a public figure. Yeah, he's controlled opposition. Anybody with a major platform is. I think I'll just break it down at that. Humans are not carnivores. Okay. So back in the day, I don't even know, back in the day, centuries and centuries ago, maybe people were just eating from the land, fruit, vegetables. That's why you see all the photos of them back in the Roman and Greek times. They all have phenomenal bodies. So probably wasn't eating bullshit that we eat. Can't believe the food that we eat. Like my friend was saying he had a bag of Wotsits. You probably only know what they are if you're from England. It's this bag of crisps or chips, cheese flavor. It was like, what am I putting in my mouth here? What am I actually eating with these cheesy Wotsits? What is going in my mouth? And he said back in the day, he never questioned that. He would eat it, and if he enjoyed it, he would just keep eating it. Now he questions it. So it's like, I can't even enjoy a bag of chips anymore because you just realize how sick these people are who are running the show. Fruit is best for your health. Yes. Anytime I need an energy pickup, I make myself a smoothie. And I always feel great after it. Like, have a smoothie and see how you feel. And then the day after, have a bottle of Coke and see how you feel after that. See if it actually changes the way you feel. It does. It does. Smoothies are good. Vegetables are good. Fruit's good. You feel cleaner. You feel happier when you've ate a healthy meal. Junk food, you have that short-term enjoyment, and then you feel like shit after it. You're not supposed to be getting your vitamins secondhand through an animal. I don't know much about this stuff. There'll be people who have way more knowledge. Andy Fieldhouse is a legend. I've been speaking to him. So I was number 11 when I was younger. I've always been number 11 in football. I've said this before to you guys. I was born on my dad's birthday when he was exactly 31 years old, and 31's the 11th prime, and my favorite number is 11. My jersey number's always been 11. So I played football when I was younger. Before I went to Bradford City, I played for a team called Shipley Juniors. We were one of the best local teams. And I played up front with a guy called Andy Fieldhouse. A real legend, a real nice guy, good dad, all of that, very intelligent, but doesn't like go too deep into the stuff I get into, but he agrees with most of it. And he wore number 9 for Shipley, and I wore 11, like 9-11. And then the rest of his like career, if you want to call it, because he played high level, semi-professional or decent level, he was always number 11. And we were talking about that number. So magic stuff. And he knows sports are rigged. He does amazing work. He calls so many winners in horse racing and dogs because it's so corrupt, and he knows how that system works. So he does amazing at that. He's a really good guy. Everything we eat is chemicals. Everything's chemical, isn't it? Pretty much. Everything. Dr. Sebi cured all diseases and said mucus is the cause of it all. He also went to court. Yeah, Dr. Sebi, did he get taken out? Like anybody who speaks truth at a high level? Vegans talking about eating plants don't realize plants are alive. Yeah, plants are alive. Universe, we're all part of one. Plants are part of it. It's hard because at what point, like what do we eat then? If we can't eat plants because it's part of the universe, we can't eat animals, they're part of the universe, what do we eat? We've got to survive. Like go a week without eating anything and see what happens to you. But I get what your point. Animal meat is dead meat. Plants will still be alive. Okay, I get that, Kyle. That makes more sense now. I've read the whole thing. See, but they're trying to propagate to get out of the wild, live with nature shit on Hollywood too. I don't know. I feel like they've kicked everybody out of nature. They took everybody to the cities to get the high-paid jobs, live in the New Yorks, the Londons, the fast-paced lifestyle. You're successful if you live in the city. I feel like they forced people out of the country. I would love to live in the country. If I ever went back to England, which is highly unlikely, number one, because I wouldn't want to live there anymore. And number two, I won't be shocked if I never can get on a plane again in my whole life because I'm not going to get this. But if I did go back to England, I would find a small little place in the country. Because I've said this now many times, I don't need a lot anymore. I was the materialistic guy who needed all the fancy things, all the money, all that. I don't need that anymore. I like to live like chilled. It's nice to have money in your bank if you need it. But again, see what happens when the money system just collapses in the next couple of years. And all the people who have thousands of dollars saved in their account and their money becomes worthless, because that's what's going to happen. And you heard it from me here. I've said so many things correctly over the last year. People ignore me. So enjoy your money while you can, because soon enough, it's not going to have any value. I'm telling you. He definitely got taken out. It makes sense. The legit ones at that level, speaking truth, they just randomly die like a week afterwards. Like, can't people put 2 and 2 together? A guy's speaking insane truth. Like, why do people still believe in the pharmaceutical companies who make billions of dollars off us being sick, and they're going to take their advice? Or the World Health Organization, who's been proven to be corrupt? People still believe in these people? Or the politicians that have been proven to be corrupt ever since we've been born? People still want to believe them. By the way, I need to discuss Alan Shearer. I need to do a post about it. First of all, I'll start with Daniel Sturridge, who's he's not released a song. He sang a song about telling people to get their COVID vaccine to protect their family. And at the end of the song, he starts laughing because he's mocking us. That's what these people do. They mock us. And Alan Shearer is telling everybody to get their booster, to get vaccinated. In the background, there's a pyramid, and he's talking with his hands like that. And Alan Shearer was no doubt a huge Freemason from Newcastle. There's a reason why Sunderland won like 2 of the first 3 league titles. People like Alan Shearer, guys, who we looked up to. I remember Euro 96. I idolized the guy. And the guy's a mason, a deceiver. These people, guys, demons come within them. I've been watching more videos. They sell their soul to the devil. These demons come possess them. That's why they can do these non-human-like things. That's why someone like Shearer could score all those insane goals. It wasn't even him. It's these demons that possess them for this lifetime, the whole lifetime. They stay with them. So when Shearer's doing all of this, the pyramid behind him is doing that because the demon's forcing him to do it, even if he doesn't want to. I'm telling you, the more I look into this stuff, Ronaldo jumping 10 foot in the air, it's a demon doing it. It isn't him. Yes, you're going to laugh at me, but I'm telling you, these people are possessed. I wish I could present a video to you now about it. Are you going to watch The Matrix? It's one of the few things I watch. But in it, is The Matrix being released next year in 2022? When I'm telling everyone that year's going to be wild. Why are they releasing The Matrix then? Because they're fully telling you now, we're in The Matrix. They're telling us now. Before they planted the seed, they always plant the seed. And I think this time next year, they might even come out and say, hey, guys, we're in a matrix. We had to hide it from you because of this, this, and this. It's just going to come out. It's so blatantly obvious we're in a matrix at this point. Think if you, though, of your parents, of your loved ones, as much as you do the athletes. If you give your energy more to your family, to your friends, to your health, more than giving it to gambling or watching pro sports or these idols, these superstars. Think of a concert. Think of a concert when there's 20, 30, 40,000 people screaming. All that energy. Why don't you put that energy towards your kid? Towards getting fit, towards getting healthier, towards being creative. Instead of giving your energy to these entities who have sold their soul to the devil and they're possessed. That's why all these celebs have alter egos. Beyonce is Sasha Fierce. That's why she can sing as well as she does and move the way that she does, or he does, or whatever it is, because they're possessed. You always hear these commentators, he's playing like a man possessed. Yeah, he's possessed. Messi can do all the stuff he can do because he's possessed. Watch my videos about Aguero. Guy who always does this when he scored, stuck his tongue out. Guy's possessed. He has no say in what goes on in his life anymore. At least us, we're pure souls. I think we do have control. We've not been taken over by demonic spirits like these celebs who have no freedom anymore. They're owned. They're literally owned by entities. Ain't gonna lie, Nipsey Hussle was another agent. I don't even know who he was. You get more agents than organic people, put it that way, in this community. There's way more agents. Like, for example, this is a tough one for me to say. It might offend people. I don't know his name. There's a ginger guy who's a comedian with long hair. And he is really, really funny. And he always does sketches like speaking truth, but in a funny way. Awaken with JP. So like straight away, I see he has 2.13 million subscribers. Francis became the Pope in 2013. And he's just done a video, why you need a second life jacket. It's really funny. It's a really funny video, but to have the platform he has, I think he's controlled. And I don't know why he's controlled, but he's revealing all this truth, but in a humorous way, like these top comedians like Ricky Gervais do. They'll reveal the truth in a funny way. Dave Chappelle. And I think this ginger guy, what's his name again? Awaken with JP. I don't trust him. I'll trust somebody like me way more who's got next to no following to a guy with 2.3 million subscribers. Because he would be gone now. That guy's page would be gone. So I think he's controlled. And I know at what point, who do you trust? I don't know. I'm not going to argue with vegans because you're too stuck in. Yeah, there's no point arguing with vegans. And this just arguing in general just doesn't work. You have your mindset. That's what I said. What's right and wrong. You have your mindset, stick to it. If somebody disagrees with it, okay. Surround yourself with people who have a similar mindset to you. Fighting a vegan for their beliefs, what's that going to solve? Nothing. You're just going to piss them off and they're going to try and prove a point to you. And then you're going to try to prove your point to them. And nothing comes from it. What about this, Adam? What we got, Andy? Delta Omicron. Yeah, the Delta Omicron is a joke in itself. I've said before, Omicron means moronic, like when you play around with the letters. It's an anagram of moronic, which means stupid. And I think Delta Omicron also has an anagram of something. Media control or something. I think it's media control. And that's what it is. People's thoughts are controlled by the media. They're under mind control, but don't know they're under mind control because they're under mind control. Simple as that. Yeah, cheers, Andy. Yeah, you've said it yourself. Anagram of media control. The Greek alphabet that they're using. Prince Philip was born in Greece. Giannis wins the NBA, the Greek freak. I don't know what's going on with Greece. When they won the Euros, that was a big scam as well. I don't know who Nipsey Hussle is, mate, but I will look into him or her or whatever it is. Dead at 33. It sounds like a rapper, Nipsey Hussle. Like the word hustle. Is it a rapper? Okay, I saw the highlights again and again of the City QPR game. Yeah, I started watching some of them. So I watched the QPR game with Aguero where he hit the winner. Did a video on it. Just goals gifted to him. And then the next video, it was Aguero against Newcastle where Man City won 6-1 and Aguero scored 5. And I remember that game because I had him in my fantasy team and he was my captain. So obviously I was delighted. Aguero, even though I supported Man United. I watched the goals and you're like, oh my word, it's so easy. So I'll give you a really good example, something I've noticed since I've started watching these highlights. I'll probably never watch a professional game of sport again. I can't do it. It makes me cringe. It angers me. I can't watch them. So I'll go play sport or coach it instead. So like Aguero, he was cutting in from the right, no, from the left. He was cutting in from the left. And of course, Aguero's right-footed. So as any half-decent defender, you put him on his left foot. You just angle your body so he has to go on his left foot. These defenders let Aguero cut in onto his right foot, and all he has to do, you'll notice a lot with Aguero and Messi, they pass the ball in the goal. I know they've scored some screamers, but they'll just pass it in the goal. So they'd let Aguero cut in from the left, get his perfect angle, pass it in the corner, which is super easy to do, and then it's like Aguero's a legend. No. These Premier League defenders just needed to put him on his left foot if it was organic, because he has no left foot. Like Messi has no right foot. Just put him on his freaking right foot. Oh, but you can't, he's too good. Yeah. Oh, man. Boris Johnson should make a movie called The Omicron Syndrome. Boris Johnson needs slapping really hard in his face. He needs slapping really hard in his face, Boris Johnson. But he's just a puppet. There's people controlling him. He's just a puppet. And if he doesn't do what he's supposed to do, they'll probably just take him out. So he's in that situation now. He's so deep into it with the deep state, with the Jesuits, with the Masons, with Satan. There's no way out for him now. It just crashed on me then. So the only way out for people like Boris Johnson is death. There's no escaping it now. They're too deep. So they'll just keep doing what they have to do. Boris Johnson doesn't wake up in the morning and go, right, guys, let's do a press conference. I'm going to reveal this. He's told way in advance, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to say. This is how you're going to act. You're going to do it at this time on this day. That's why he put England into lockdown on bonfire night, leaving 56 days left in the year with its 56-page coronavirus document. His coronavirus is 56. So is COVID vaccine. So is Society of Jesus. And look at 10 Downing Street's door. Look at the thing above it. To tell you who they belong to. West Coast rapper. Okay. At this point, guys, decoding the deaths of rappers, I don't know what it even does. These guys are getting taken out by a code or they're not. They're either getting taken out by the people that own the music industry, which is the Jesuits, or they're not even getting killed. It's to take people's energy. But I think the lower ones, this guy who I've never heard of, he probably did get taken out. But who is taking him out? These secret societies? Is it the devil? Is it the devil that's saying, all right, your time's up. I own you. You're gone. I'm not getting anything from you anymore. You're gone. I'm going to take your energy that way. I don't know. But I'm sure the guy who died. Tom Hanks lives in Greece. Oh, how interesting. Tom Hanks lives in Greece, the first celebrity to get coronavirus. He gets it in Australia, which has the strictest measures, or arguably one of the strictest measures in the world. He got it in Australia. He's now living in Greece. What more can I say about that? Is that all coincidental? Okay. Difference between the veganism movement and veganism lifestyle. Yeah. I've not really got into the meaning of life, have I? Anyway, like what is it? Is it just having your own belief system? Do we even have a say in the way we see the world, or is it being decided for us? What is the meaning of meaning? I don't know. Is there supernatural entities here that are dictating it, that are playing with this world, this system, this simulation? Is it God doing it? If so, which God? Because there's multiple gods depending on what book you read. Do we have full control over our reality? It's on us. Is God within us? Is God and devil within us? Is God and devil the same thing? Like as above, so below? Is it the same thing? God and devil's one of the same? Like duality, black and white? I don't know. You are what you eat. That makes a ton of sense. I do like that saying, you are what you eat. It's hard to find good food. And the lifestyle that the average person lives, I know it's an excuse. I don't have time to cook. I've got to do this. You have your really short lunch breaks. You don't really want to cook in the morning, so you order from the shitty cafeteria. Any advice on where to start with decoding sport? Without plugging my Patreon, mate, if you sign up to that for $5 or $10, you can call me. You can call me for hours and I'll help you. I've helped many people code. It's very hard for me to say. How do you start with coding? How did I start? I can't remember how I started. I think I started with date numerology, and then I realized that's significant, but it's not that significant because you've got different calendars, haven't you? There's different calendars. I don't know which one they're actually using. And then I started just typing in words, getting the value. My memory is really good, so I'd store the value of like the franchise names, the star player, the coaches. Then I would look into the records between the teams, the season records. I would look into all of that. I'd try to find patterns. And then I realized Francis is connected to every single game, and he is. That's why most people in this community now use the Pope in their code, which they never did before. So I will take credit for that. But it doesn't always hit. I've done many codes involving him that I've missed. But I don't know, mate. I'd happily call you on it. It's very hard for me to describe because my decoding journey has been organic. Nobody taught me. There was no teacher for me. You could say the closest person was Zach Hubbard, where I actually saw people decoding sports. At one point, I was on his Patreon. And I was like, okay, this is how he's doing it. That makes sense. But then he would never give a clear pick. I was like, why am I paying this guy? He never gave me a clear pick. So then I thought, I think I can do this better than him. And I think I can, or at least at a higher level of the stuff that I find. And then I just took it from there. So I will say thank you to him for introducing me to decoding sports. I knew they were rigged for a while before I watched his codes. But then it just made a lot of sense to me how they're doing it. But there's no system that's perfect with this. You could have 10 different guys who believe they're coders and they're really good, and they'll all have a different code. And then you just got to pick your favorite. Last night I had a team to win at plus 500, and they won. The Spurs beat the Utah Jazz. That's plus 500. But I had the Lakers to win and they lost. But a plus 500, that's like winning 5 bets at even money. People don't give you that. They'll just see you've got a 50-50 ratio there. not realizing one was plus 500. But yeah, sorry, I didn't really give you a good answer there. Some of them do fake the deaths. I've said that before. Tupac's still here. I think Biggie didn't die. I don't think Kurt Cobain died. I don't think John Lennon died. Who else have we got? There's loads of them. There's too many. Like I said, I don't think Kobe's dead. I did a code yesterday about Kobe's daughter who's still alive. I might even do a video today. It's whether or not I go to the beach. I'm going for dinner today at 8:30 for sushi. It's almost midday. Let me just check this Houston game. Okay, they're up by 11, 2:29. Hopefully Houston win. Hopefully people got on Houston. Truman Show. What I would recommend to any of you guys who still watch movies, rewatch the Truman Show with different eyes. It's incredible. And what's amazing to me, that was my favorite movie growing up. Before I had any type of awakening, I was truly trapped in the Matrix. I always was connected to that movie, and Jim Carrey was always my favorite actor. There was no actor that came close to Jim Carrey. I know the guy is a Satan worshiper, and it's undeniable now, but his movies, The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind made me think. The Truman Show made me think. The Mask, although it was entertaining, made me think, because we all wear a mask. And I feel like that movie, The Mask, so there was Stanley Ipkiss, the regular Joe who worked in an office. And by the way, Cameron Diaz in that movie, smoking hot, like insane. Whether it's a man, woman, whatever Cameron Diaz is, in that movie, Cameron Diaz in The Mask, smoking hot, insane. So Stanley Ipkiss was this regular Joe working in an office, and I think it may have been New York. But when he puts the mask on, that for me is like a demon possesses him. When he puts the green mask on, he can be anything he wants. Anything he wants. He can sing, he can dance, he's got charm, all the girls love him, he dresses really well, he's hilarious. Because this demon, this mask that he put on, he became whatever he wanted. So these top stars who I believe sell their soul to the devil, and they say it, I sold my soul to the devil. They've said it, loads of them. They have. So they'll have whatever they want on this earth. But guys, this isn't it. This earth we're living in now, this is nothing to what there is out there in other realms. This is whatever. This is an experiment as far as I'm concerned. And like I said, we've come from a higher dimension and we agreed to be here. This is a trial. So yeah, going back to the Truman Show, I went off topic with The Mask, but I'm just trying to tell you how much I love Jim Carrey's movies and how deep a lot of his movies were. The Truman Show was a documentary that the world we're living in is just fake. And when he realized that, he escaped it. Like I've escaped it to an extent now. But I don't think you can escape it, but I'm learning to master this Matrix. All right, loads of comments here. Do one on Michael Platini? Okay, I'll do one on Platini. Since I did the Aguero decode of his career, I got so many positive comments on Patreon and YouTube, like in my inbox, and people messaging me. I will start decoding their career from their first game. It's best for me to decode people who've retired, like I did with Aguero. First game to his last game. I had no idea until 2 days ago that Aguero's first goal for Atletico Madrid was with his hand, like Maradona's hand of God. Messi scored a hand of God. Try and name 10 people who've scored with their hands in professional football. Try and do it. See how many you can name. And 3 of them are Messi, Aguero, and Maradona, who were all connected. Because Aguero married Maradona's daughter. Diego became the godparent. And then Messi's the godfather. But yeah, I'll look into Platini because he works with FIFA, doesn't he? So he's clearly high level. Okay, what else we got? Elon Musk, Nazi prophecy. Again, I think Elon Musk is either a demon or he's artificial intelligence. I don't think it's a legit human being, Elon Musk. All right. The thing about going to Mars, I don't know what that's all about as well, if that's a distraction. The red planet, red like Satan. I don't know how I feel about the planets because they clearly worship Saturn. So if they're worshipping Saturn with its 7 rings, that's why there's so many 7 rituals. Why do they worship these planets if they're not legit? Why do they hate Jesus if he doesn't exist? I don't know. I'm beginning to feel like Jesus is a metaphor, though, and Lucifer. Jesus and Lucifer equal the same. Yeah, they both equal 74. Soul of Cinder. Type in Jesus Morning Star and then type in Lucifer Morning Star, and they're both 222, like order out of chaos. I really believe that Jesus and Lucifer is the same person, and it's within every person. The good, evil, the yin and yang. The yin-yang is connected. I don't think they're separate entities. I think they're connected. Good and evil is connected within every single soul. And again, define good and evil. That's very hard. It's like define the word normal. How do you define the word normal? Like for some people, seeing guys in dresses is normal now. It's not normal for me, but they believe it's normal. It's a normal thing. You can't define what's normal. It's not normal to have these thoughts. Well, what is normal? The majority? Is that what normal is when you go with the majority? All right, there ain't no Jesus or Lucifer, bro. You think a Middle Eastern looking dude walked on water or a horn. I've told you, I think a lot of the holy books are metaphors, mate. I don't think Jesus was this white guy, beautiful looking guy with beautiful hair. No, I don't believe that. Especially the way he's described in the Bible. If anything, he should be black. Jesus, the way he's described in the Bible with his wool hair. But I think a lot of it's metaphor. But a lot of wisdom in these books. And again, people might hammer you about religion or your beliefs and say you're right or wrong. They will say Jesus existed, he did. But they don't know. Just like I don't know if he didn't. We don't know these. And I don't know if we're supposed to know. So people always say it's 100% he existed or whatever it may be about anything. It's 100% sports are rigged. We don't know. The meaning of life is whatever you make it. What motivates you to get up every day, what motivates you to live, definitely can be subjective. Brilliant, Kyle. I like that. That's why the meaning of life is different. It's in the eye of the beholder. For some people, their meaning of life is to be an amazing parent. Others, it's to get famous. Others, it's to be rich. Others, it's to stay healthy. The meaning of life is to entertain people. You ask 100 people that question, they'll all give you a different answer. Most people say, to be happy. What's the meaning of life? To be happy. No, it's not. I don't think you want to be happier more often than you're sad. But for me, you want to experience as many emotions as you can while you're here. I don't want to be happy every second of the day. When you meet these people who are happy all the time, I want to punch them in the face. Like, do you never get angry? Like, nothing upset you? No, everything's great. It's like, oh, God. I don't want to be happy all the time because then you won't appreciate when you are happy. All right, anyone else got any stuff? If the Bible were really all that or any religious text, it wouldn't be meant. Yeah, religion's a control tool, like money. But faith's different. Faith's different. I've decoded the Holy Bible, which equates to 201, and the numbers are just staggering in connection with Freemasonry. Staggering. Like, it makes you think who wrote the Bible. It does. But I don't want to get too much into religion. I'm not hating on anybody. Again, whatever you believe in is your decision. There's no right or wrong with it. If you're an atheist, you're an atheist. If you're a devout Catholic, you're a devout Catholic. If you worship Allah, you worship Allah. It's up to you guys what you do with your life and how you see it. All right. They don't like blacks in Argentina. I think Argentina is an incredibly racist country, just like Italy. I'm going to decode the game between Italy and Argentina, by the way, that's taking place next year. Francis lives in Italy, born in Argentina. I'll be decoding that and the date of that game heavily. Watch it finish 1-1 as well. It'll finish 1-1. That was Aguero's last game, 1-1, because Pope equals 11. Finished 1-1 when Aguero played his last ever game on Diego Maradona's birthday. Okay. Say the world is a film. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Say the world is a film, then why not enjoy it? I say you can embrace life with humor, love, enjoyment, or you can resent it and curse it. Check out if you want, but the fact is that we are here. Again, this Kyle guy, I really like him. I just get a good feeling from him. So, okay, say life is a game. Say life is a film. Try and enjoy it, or try and create a character that you want to be within this film, within this movie. And you can curse it, you can be depressed and sad and how much life sucks, and live your life feeling fed up. Or you can embrace it. You can embrace challenges. A lot of people don't like to be challenged anymore. You can embrace the challenge. You can write down, after I'm done with this stream, guys, write down 5 things that you're grateful for. I've done that recently, and it feels amazing. You're like, oh my God, I was complaining about that, but I have this and this and this. So do that. You can even do it now. Write down 5 things that you're grateful for. Too often we're thinking about the things that we don't have. How bad life is, how much it sucks. No, think more positive, guys. There's always things that you're not going to have. Think of the things you do have. All right. I wonder if they have Earth bears on Mars. Possibly. Who knows what's on Mars? What else we got? We see the planet stars through a toroidal field on their own planal land. I don't know enough about astrology, but that all sounds really complex and really interesting. I'll look into that. I feel like they make up some fake space. Yeah, space does seem to be a big joke because NASA's clearly corrupt. NASA's so blatantly corrupt. So if NASA's corrupt, then surely space is a load of bullshit. And that Chili Peppers song just hit home. Like it says something like, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. I was like, oh my God. Space was made in a Hollywood basement. Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing in Hollywood. That's what it's telling you there. And the guy from Chili Peppers knows that, but he's revealing truth in a really entertaining way. People don't process it. A contained game has less risk completely. Most of the agenda they push is against. Again, why are they so heavily against Jesus and the Bible if there's no legitimacy to it? Why are they so against it? That's what you've got to. Why do they do the symbolism and all of that? And all? Why are they doing that? To who? For what? What's the purpose behind all of that symbolism if it doesn't mean anything? Why do all celebrities do it? Why? If there's no deep meaning to it. It has to have some significance. But I don't know what it is. I never will. I don't think I ever will know why they do it and who they're doing it to. And I don't know. Again, a friend messaged me yesterday. He lives in New Jersey. I've got friends all over the world now. It's crazy. And he was talking about his friend that witnessed these 12 guys dressed in all black in the woods worshiping Satan. Like, there are devil worshippers, guys. But they're worshiping something they don't even know is real. Unless you physically see the devil, which we portray as this guy with horns and red. Why are people worshiping something that they've never seen? Same with Jesus or God or whatever. But it's complicated stuff, isn't it? But I do believe that they do have an agenda against the Bible. But again, did they write the Bible as well? Because all their numbers are connected to the Bible. Or have they just taken the numbers from the Bible and infiltrated these sacred numbers? Same with numbers. There's probably no good or bad number. Like you can use that number in good or bad ways. Like, is 666 as bad as we think it is? They use that number horrifically. Somebody told me Aguero retired playing 666 games. And if that is the case, like surely that's not a coincidence. I don't believe in the Bible, but it feels like the Bible hides the truth. And yeah, metaphoric way. There's tons of metaphors in it. There's wisdom in the holy books. Just don't take everything as gospel. Like, take what you want from it. Don't live your life revolved around it, that you're going to go to hell if you don't behave in a certain way, because that just means you're under control. I think this Matrix or AI system, just the main goal is to have full control of humanity. But I think this whole saying of glitches in the Matrix, I think I'm causing glitches in the Matrix by my work. I'm having so-called asleep people slowly wake up, which is probably affecting the Matrix. It's going to help bring it down. But I'm just one guy with a few thousand followers. But I'm doing my bit to try and bring down this Matrix, because that's what it is now. I can say it, look you in the eye deeply and say we're in a simulation with full confidence at this point. I think it's crazy now if you think we're not in one. Your religious background, upbringing is part of your identity. The unfortunate thing with religion is you're born into it. If your parents are both Catholics, there you go. You're done. You're a Catholic. You go to a Catholic school, you go to church on a Sunday, and you don't have much of a say. And if you go against the beliefs of your family, you often get turned into a black sheep or thrown out of your house. So you're born into religion. It's why, like a lot of soldiers as well, going off topic here, but most of the soldiers, it's because their dad was a soldier, whose grandfather was a soldier, and their great-grandfather was a soldier. It's almost like that kid's born to be a soldier, and he doesn't even have any say. And if he says, hey, Mum, I don't want to be a soldier, I don't want to go kill innocent people and risk my life for nothing, then he's looked down upon. So, yeah, this social identity, which I wrote about in the book, which I have to get out to people, I need to finish it. Oh, by the way, as well, guys, my mate gave me a really good idea, and I've been thinking about it. I have about 200 pages of decodes, of decoding sports, deaths, natural, whatever it may be. I might just bring out a book with them, just with the code. Like, there's no plagiarism. It's just, this is what I did. And I think people will enjoy to read that. Because if I put it all together in one book, that'll be a really interesting read. People will be able to process it. I've got friends saying now, finally, after about watching 10 of your videos, Adam, I get it. And wow, your work's amazing. The first 5, 6, 7, 8 videos, they're like, what's this bullshit? By watching 10 of them, they're like, I've got this now. A newfound respect for what you do. I think if I put all my codes in one book, sell it for like $2 or something, people will love it and they'll be able to connect it all. It's just finding the time to do it. All right, I'm grateful to be alive. Yeah, be grateful for life, guys, because it can be get taken away at any point, or at least life in this world. Be grateful for your life. Like, smile, be happy, do the thing. Like, I was playing my keyboard yesterday, and yes, I don't like the satanic music industry, but the fact is, guys, to be honest with you, I still really love Kanye West. I loved him as a child, like when I had all his albums, like Through the Wire. I love his music, and whoever he is, whether he sold his soul, he sacrificed his mother. And I was playing one of his songs on my keyboard, and it brought me joy. So I can be like, music's evil, music's satanic, music's this. Or I can like make my own music and be inspired by these people who are gifted, who do probably have demons or angels within them, making this music, because Lucifer was the god of music. So we're told, but it makes sense. Nazis to Argentina, well, they said Hitler escaped to Argentina, didn't they? There's something with that country, though, with Argentina, guys. There's something with it. 32 rays on its flag and the sun, just like the Society of Jesus. Makes you think, like, well, what Argentina behind this? And when they tell you these people were born in X, Y, and Z country, you can't even take that as gospel anymore. You can't take that as gospel. Word mind wars, yep. Okay, thanks. I like decoding sports. Yeah, here's the thing. I love decoding sports, and I'm one of the very best. But surely this knowledge can be used in more ways than doing that. So if there's many people in the world that believe you get one life, that is it, which is fine. You get one life, enjoy it, because you're going to die. If that is your mindset, it's not even that bad, to be honest, because it does give you motivation to embrace your life. Doesn't mean go wild and crazy and do like stupid things constantly. But if you do only get one shot in life, enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can. But yeah, I'm decoding people's lives now. I've told you recently I decoded my friend's son who was just born a few months ago, and I got joy out of that. I want to figure out why we're here, what we're doing here, what's next. That's what I want to learn with this knowledge. I know I can decode sports, and I know I'll help people a lot to win money, and I know I'll get a lot wrong. I don't think there's anyone in the world that's consistently going to get 70, 80% decoding sports or gambling. They're just not. There's too many. It's too complex. But every time I do a code, I always figure out what happened, why that team won, and then I do a video about it. And most of my videos, it's because I've hit the code before it happens. Signing up by a beer. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But I want to tell you this without doing a sob story. Without doing a sob story here. So I'm not a guy for sob stories. About a year ago, I was teaching in a prestigious international school. I love my kids to bits. I love them. And life was amazing. I had my coaching company. I was teaching in a school. I had Patreon. Patreon was just something on the side, which I enjoyed doing, that gave me some bonus money to play with. Now, the way I've done, like the life I'm living now, I'm playing with fire a little bit. So I'll be honest with you here. I quit my teaching job, which I loved because I refused to wear a mask. I would not wear a mask for 8 hours a day. They've since offered me a job to go back, and other schools have offered me. I've said no because I won't wear a mask. So I've lost my income from that. I went to university. I wanted to be a footballer, played semi-pro, all of that, wanted to teach. So I achieved my goal. I'm working in a prestigious school, and I quit it. Then I was coaching, making great money because I had access to a field. And then because of COVID, they've taken the field away from me. So right now, guys, I lost my teaching job, pretty much my coaching job, and I'm relying on Patreon. And I was doing great with that because I was winning a load of money. But now I don't want to gamble because it's taking my energy. I'm like, oh, what do I do? What do I do with this? Like, look, Houston now, I like Houston to win today. They're winning by 14 in the last quarter. 3 weeks ago, I would have had $1,000 on that and won $1,000. But I won't do that to myself anymore. So I'm getting the money from Patreon and basically doing a few private English classes and a couple of coaching private classes a week. That's it. Because I don't want to go back into the school and wear masks. So financially, when people say you're doing all of this just for the money, no. If everything was about money, I wouldn't have quit my teaching job if I was so obsessed with money, would I? So the people who sign on to my Patreon, I'm forever grateful to you. If it gets to a point where Patreon can't fund my lifestyle, it's not even a lifestyle anymore because I live just keep myself on the down low now. So yeah, anyone who signs on to my Patreon, I'm so grateful. I know you could be spending that money on whatever. It's hard with the economy, but I'm very grateful to you, everyone on my Patreon. And if you leave it, again, I respect you leaving it as well. There's remedy in the satanic world. We all have Castike trust in all our caps name. Wow. See, you guys in the comments, you teach me things that I know nothing about. And it's one of the best things about this. What do you think of geometry effect news? I get asked questions about Zach all the time. All right. Geometry effect news, or Free to Find Truth as well. He has a page. Zachary Hubbard is a phenomenal decoder. He puts numbers together really well, undeniably. He's inspired thousands of people. I don't trust him anymore. I don't believe in him anymore. I don't like his spirit. The more I've come in tune with my spirit, I feel like I can just read a comment and know how I feel about somebody. I don't trust him. It's Free to Find Truth page, which is free, which is amazing. You get like-minded souls interacting, helping each other, posting stuff, sharing the decodes. I think that's amazing. But I think Zach's controlled. I don't think he's organic like myself. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm being too judgmental. Maybe if Zach's organic, then I've said this before, Zach's a hero. If Zach is 100% organic and he's basically given up his life for this quest, then I have nothing but the most respect for that guy. Although his picks are bullshit. Well, this team has this and that team has that. I'd probably leave this one, but... And then the week after, he'll say that he picked a certain team. It's like, no, you didn't. You didn't pick that team. Oh, you didn't even have a pick. With my codes and stuff that I do, I'm 95%. I say this team's going to win. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I could easily double code both teams every game and make my life way easier because there's no pressure on me then. And just say, all right, guys, pick your favorite. And occasionally I'll do that. But anyway, I would say watch his stuff. Just don't believe everything he says. And if he starts getting all negative in his live streams, just leave the live stream. Religion's bullshit. God's bullshit. Everyone's a faggot. Everyone's dumb. If he starts doing that, just leave his live stream. If he's talking sense and being calm and speaking with wisdom, then support him. What's this say? Our road systems match bloodstreams. Unease with us manifest into disease, etc. The universe is made out of information, codes, ones and zeros. Yeah, wow, Kyle. Jeez. Kyle, set up a page or something. Very intelligent guy. Say what you like about David Icke. Yeah, Icke speaks a load of truth, but I think he's an agent, but he speaks truth. Almost everything he said is truth. But I don't trust him. Like, as a person, I don't believe he's organic like myself or you, Kyle. I really did grow up on music. I think we all did. We all grew up on music. Music can take you to a different dimension. Music can change the way you see the world. And they know that. They know how powerful music is. So be smart about what you listen to. Don't listen to songs about shooting people and murdering people and taking drugs and smoking weed and all of that. Just keeping your frequencies low. Some of my favorite music has no lyrics. Like, just no lyrics to it. That River Flowing You by Yuruma. There's no lyrics to it, but it soothes my soul. It soothes my soul. Music, guys, like I said, I'm trying to make my own music now. I'm far from a musician, but I'm good enough to create my own music like that I enjoy. Do that, guys. Learn to play an instrument. There'll be a lot of people in this chat. Oh, no, I can't play an instrument. Have you ever tried? No, we'll try. Go buy a guitar, buy a piano, a keyboard, a flute, drums. Just try things while you're here, guys. Try as many things as you can. That's what I'm trying to do now. I'm not trying to be amazing at everything, but I'm trying to just try as many things as I can. What do you think of Jim? Oh, sorry, I've already answered that. That's how they decoded Elon, possibly. You've got your tissues. Like in Austin Powers, if you've got an issue, here's a tissue, baby. And guys, if you ever cry as well, I don't often cry. It's really rare. My whole life, people thought I was made out of like ice. Crying's not bad either. I think crying can be good as long as you're not crying every day or crying over bullshit. Crying can be good. That's why you can cry happy tears. Crying's not always associated with negativity like people think it is. You can cry out of relief. People think crying is just a negative emotion or experience. It's not. Nothing wrong with crying. How do we sign up, bro? I don't know. I'll put the link in. I need to be a bit more organized with stuff like this. With like promoting my page. I don't like promoting it. I've said it before. I don't really want merchandise and all of that. It's not why I did this, but I do want more people to be part of my family on Patreon. I really do want that. And I feel like I've created a family on Patreon. I'm away from all my family, guys. I don't know if anyone else in this chat has that. I know there's people that left home when they were younger and they're living in a foreign country. But all this wild shit going on. And I am at the other side of the world. No mum here, no dad. My brothers are not here. My sister's not here. My best friends are not here. That's not easy. You do need to be a pretty strong soul to go it alone, like I have. So my family on Patreon and even YouTube, guys, you guys here, family is not just blood. I think family are just people who are on your frequency. Family is not blood because there's a lot of people who don't like the family. Like, I know they say blood's thicker than water, but yeah, I think my Patreon now, they're not just there for sports. They're there for like to be part of a family. A lot of people are alone right now, to be fair, in this world, especially with this knowledge. I couldn't imagine being with like having a family now where my wife and kids all thought I was crazy and my best friends did. I can't imagine that life like a lot of you guys are living. You're the only one in your little group that believes and sees the world the way I do. And it must be really hard for you. So stay strong there. Dion, you've got to watch Decode Your Reality. Yeah, Decode Your Reality's videos are sensational. Culture Club of the 80s were a great group. Yeah, but Culture Club had Boy George, who, again, the gay guy who was promoting like dressing like a woman. Come a chameleon. Shut up, Boy George. I'd love to slap him in his face as well. But yeah, music was good, Boy George. You had Boy George and George Michael. Both of them gay. But again, no issue with that. George Michael was Greek, wasn't he? Wasn't George Michael Greek from Greece? Another one. I think George Michael was from Greece. I could be wrong. Somebody can confirm that for me. I play guitar and piano and make my own music. It's so amazing when you listen to it. Yeah, man, I just got chills, and I'm not much of a musician, but I can sing pretty well. I can play the keyboard okay. I'll give myself a 5 out of 10, but I could play about 30 songs and you'll know what they are, but I can't use both hands, guys. So well, I can, but not well. So I can play all the melodies to the songs, but I can't play the bass, whatever it is. Like somebody like Chris Martin, when the demons take over him, or Elton John, they're doing I can't do all of that, but I can play a beat. And it does bring you joy, doesn't it? Manny 3Ball10, wherever you got your name from. My friend likes to rap, and he gets joy out of it more than listening to other people do it. And he'll send me his raps. I'm like, that's amazing. Like, he's rapping about life and consciousness and the Matrix. I'm like, okay, yeah, I like this. Be creative, guys. A lot of people that they have no creativity within them. They go to work, they come home, they watch Pop Idol or whatever it's called, or America's Got Talent. They're watching other people perform all these tricks or whatever it may be. And I get that, but let it inspire you for you to learn. Oh, I could never do that. There's no way I'd ever be able to do that. No, there isn't if you have that mindset. You won't do it. Have you ever decoded rugby? Yes, I have. So growing up, I was a huge, who left that comment? RJ, are you rugby league or rugby union? Growing up, I was a huge Bradford Bulls fan. And at the time, Bradford Bulls were like the best rugby league team in the world, which didn't make sense to me. Got Bradford, this city in England, with the best rugby team in the world. And I was a big fan of it. But yeah, it's rigged. I've decoded rugby before. I've decoded rugby union more with all these toffs who come from the private schools, a lot of them, who play rugby union. Like rugby league's like that, the northern part of England, and then rugby union's the southern part. I think rugby union's more rigged than rugby league. But yeah, I recently did a video about, not recently, was it St. Helens? Didn't St. Helens beat Warrington or something? I can't even remember, but the whole thing was rigged. A guy won it in like the last play, a 19-year-old, I think. So yeah, I have decoded rugby, just not as often as I decode. The things I decode the most are honestly the NBA, which is so satanic. I can't stand watching it. NFL, but I don't do that often. Football, quite a lot, but there's more people in my community that actually do it. It's people like Neil and Tucko and a few other guys who put their codes out, Andy, who are amazing at it. It's hard for me to like decode this pro football now because it was my life for so long. It just still hurts me now to know that it's all completely rigged. But yeah, I can decode every sport. It's all the same. I'm your family in Texas. Cheers, Don. I've got friends in Texas as well, like genuine friends who I've met, not just online. But I've never been to Texas. I was watching What a Wonderful Life for the first time a couple of days ago. I shit you not. I was bawling my eyes out at the end of the film. Very powerful message. I tweeted yes. Okay, guys, check out this movie, What a Wonderful Life. Is it positive, Kyle? What was it that made you cry? Did it make you question your reality? I haven't watched a movie for close to 6 months. But again, movies can bring you joy. You can learn from them. So I might start watching them again. Do you know The Office? The US Office had 201 episodes. And currently, the YouTube page has 2.66 subscribers. Jorge Mario Baroglio 201, the 266 Pope. The Office had 201 episodes and it has 2.66 subscribers. And yesterday was the Pope's birthday. Like, who's doing that? Who's playing with those algorithms? Is it organic? Isn't The Office filmed in Scranton, whatever it is, in Pennsylvania, where Biden's from? It's all crazy shit. Boy George is a woman, I bet. I can definitely agree with that. Okay, George Michael's real name is Greek. I'm not saying his name's Greek. You mean he's got a Greek name? Probably like Gobadopoulos or something. George Gobadopoulos. George put a dick in my Gobadopoulos. That may be the purpose to your life, is to help pick a stranger that fell or make that girl smile, yeah? Or be there to help a friend out with advice. Don't you feel, guys, when you help other people, like just everybody wins? When you smile at someone and watch them smile back, like, I've done that a few times. I've just walked the streets. This sounds crazy. I've gone out to walk the streets just to smile at people. I've literally done that, which sounds cheesy. I've gone out to just smile at people. And honestly, half of them smiled back. The other half either had the head down or ignored me like I was weird. But every time I smiled at a person and they smiled back, there was some sort of electricity. I might do it today. It's why I always go to the beach. I say this in my lives. I go to the beach 4 or 5 days a week because everybody's smiling. Everybody's happy there. You don't see anybody unhappy at the beach. I don't think I've ever seen anybody unhappy at the beach in 7 years of being here. And I lived in LA. Why do you think Ireland was split into 2 countries? I don't know. Divide and conquer, divide us as much as they can. So they divided a nation there. It's why they divided the USSR into, like, well, you got Russia, Montenegro, Serbia, Croatia, Ukraine. They divided that up. So the more they separate us and divide us, the more we realize that the more we start to believe that we're separate, when in reality we're all connected. That's why there's all these new titles and pronouns for people, different sexualities now, just to divide us, mate. So that's why they split Ireland into 2. Unless there's some deep astrological meaning to it, I don't know. Music came from the bellowing of cows. I didn't know that. Did I tell you my friend saved a sheep's life? We went on a bike ride to Skipton. It was about a 15-mile bike ride, me and my mate Nathan and Nursey. Back when I must have been at college at the time, 15 or something. A sheep fell into the canal. And we're on the bike. My 2 friends jumped into the canal and saved the sheep. They saved the sheep. It escaped through the fence and fell in the canal. And then my mates, Nathan's probably watching the stream, or he will do. My mates lifted up the sheep to the family, to all the other sheep who were watching. You could see the sheep. They were so concerned. And after Nathan passed the sheep to the rest of the sheep, they all went, bah, bah, but they looked him in his eye like, thank you, you saved my son's life or something. This is a sheep. And it's funny how we call the people who play along with the system sheep, because sheep follow in a flock. I'm going to try stop calling people sheep, because a lot of them, maybe they just don't have the consciousness to be able to think for themselves. It's not, some of them are intentional. I've said this before, they piss me off, the people who know that we're being screwed and ignore it. But a lot of people don't know it. They're just going along their lives and not aware of it. They can't process it. Like if I'm giving this speech to you guys now in German and everything I was saying was in German, could you enjoy it and process it and take it all in? No, you won't be able, you won't have the capacity to do it. So I'm trying to be less judgmental to these people, but it's freaking hard. It's really hard, man. George Michael, real name, Georgios Karekos Paniata. I've murdered that name. I can't pronounce it. I'm sure if I put it in the Gematinator, I'd probably find a 2 or 1 in his name, though. Shout out Neil Baker. Neil Baker is one of the best decoders that I know. He doesn't have a YouTube or Patreon, but he does it for fun. He loves to help people, and he's amazing. Do all of his codes hit? No, he knows how it works. He could do a phenomenal code that misses, but he always wants to help the community. And all of his codes, just like mine, the knowledge that we provide in our codes is exceptional. Doesn't mean you're always going to win off them, but you'll learn every time you read a code. That's worth money in itself. Learning, guys, is why we're here as well. The universe is a classroom. You want to learn as much as you can while you're here. And most people don't want to learn. It's a chore for people to learn. It's a chore for people to read a book. They don't really grow. They just stay here. And sorry, guys, I screwed my wrist up a while ago playing football. This big fat twat goalkeeper smashed me when I rounded him, and my wrist hasn't been the same since. But I'm not going to bitch and cry about it. Maybe I injured my wrist, but it's because of the Omicron variant. Maybe I've got Omicron because I injured my wrist. I currently live in Austin, Texas. Many Jesuit references. Well, what about that Austin guy when I did my video about the Lakers who hit the winning shot? First name Austin, and he hits the winning shot with 0.9 seconds left in Texas, like Austin, Texas. And then the next game, he doesn't play a minute. He was the hero, and then the next game, he's not even on the court because his numbers were set up for that specific game to be the hero. Surely you get rewarded for hitting the winning shot, the number 15 who got 15 points in the game on the 15th day of the month. No, you're not going to play a minute the next game. Unless, supposedly, maybe he had Omicron, he picked it up from his celebration. The message of It's a Wonderful Life is friends are important, love conquers all, and life is beautiful and is a gift even when it seems hard. Life is beautiful and is a gift, and it is hard. But it is beautiful. You can see the beauty in anything. Again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But what I will say is don't be naive. And I'm not aiming this at you, Karen. Don't be naive to think everything's perfect and a hero is going to come and save us like in Hollywood. You've got to be your own hero in this world, guys. So yes, the world's beautiful, but there's a lot of evil in it. And right now it's getting revealed. They're in the end game, whatever it may be. So just be aware of it, but don't be obsessed by it. But that, yeah, you put it in beautiful words, Karen, there. Thank you. FIFA's new logo says no to Omicron. FIFA, one of the most corrupt organizations ever. It's not our job to save the world. Jesus Christ already did that. Okay. If Jesus sacrificed himself for all of us, then God bless him, for sure. Although I think it's better to have more smaller countries rather than large. I wish there was no countries. I know George Lennon said it, his song Imagine, which for me was the New World Order's anthem. But don't he say something about, like, imagine there's no countries? There shouldn't be countries, there shouldn't be borders, there shouldn't be passports. You should be able to go wherever you wanted in the world, to be honest with you. And people say, well, everybody would just go live in the US. They probably wouldn't. They would go there, and if it didn't work out, they'd go live somewhere else. But yeah, I don't believe in borders and countries. I don't want to sound like a hippie, but it's legit. It's legit how I feel about it. Austin equals Jesuit. Oh, wow. Wow. Austin equals Jesuit in all 4 ciphers. See, I didn't know that. I don't know, like, the gematria of every single word. But that's really interesting. That's super interesting. I'll type that in. Grand Lodge of Freemasons in Pennsylvania checks out. Yeah, there's Freemasonic lodges everywhere. You'll find them in every state. They're there. So many Masons, guys. I'm not saying all Masons are bad either. Some of them will be genuine. The lower ranked ones. The high ones, who are drinking blood out of a skull, a human skull. I don't know how nice those people are. Somebody's asking me if I'm going to decode the New England Patriots at the Colts. Wait, they're playing tonight? Hope so, love you, man. There's an NBA game tonight on a Friday. See, I didn't know that. I don't know most of these games anymore because I really don't give a shit. Arsenal are beating Leeds 3-0. So didn't Leeds just get beat 7-0? Like, that should never happen in professional football at the grandest stage, Premier League. No team should get beat 7-0. 70, like Francis, like Vatican. He's just had his birthday. And now Leeds are getting beat 3-0. Jesuit Arteta is looking like a legend again. 3 weeks ago, he said that he was going to lose his job. How quickly it can change in big sports, guys. I'll let you win 5 in a row. I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Many haps we are inherently followers sheep. Nice. For Psalm 23, big number. Like, think about the number 23. It can be seen as like 2/3. 23, like 2/3. What's 2/3? 66.6. So these 23s, like Michael Jordan wore 23, Beckham did at LA Galaxy, LeBron. 23 is like 2/3, 66.6%. It's so sneaky. 2 times 3 equals 6. Pretty wild shit when you think about it. The human spine has 33 vertebrae for the Kundalini to rise through. Yeah. Again, that's why Jesus could be a metaphor. Like, have you heard the saying when you call somebody spineless? If somebody's spineless, it's like they have no emotion. They don't give a shit. They're spineless. They don't have that consciousness within them. The spine, 33 vertebrae in your spine. Explains why there are so many followers. Yeah, there are way more sheep than lions or whatever you want to call it, whatever we are, or black sheep. You can't sing Bar Bar Black Sheep in schools anymore. Are you aware of that, guys? Because it's racist. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Primary schools are not allowed to sing Bar Bar Black Sheep, have you any wool? They can't sing it now because it's racist. You can't call a blackboard anymore, or a whiteboard. What? What is this? This political correctness has got out of hand now. Okay, Kyle's definitely going to watch that movie again before Christmas. Can I access this movie? Where would I find this movie? I don't have Netflix. I gave away all my TVs. Is it on you? The only thing I really watch is YouTube. But a movie like that, if it's going to inspire me, to make me feel good, and I'm going to learn from it, I'll start watching movies again. The world has gone soft. Political correctness was one of the cards in the Illuminati board game, PC. Again, I can't believe I haven't done my video about that yet, about that card game. Stephen Jackson's card game, the Illuminati. Jesus Christ is a rest living God. The gift of salvation only comes by faith. I agree. Faith is huge. Big difference to religion and faith. Salvation is eternal and you can't earn it. It's not really beautiful. I agree with everything that Nago Bud just said. Shadow Band. I agree with everything that he or she just said regarding Jesus Christ and faith and religion. 1/3 of the angels were thrown down to earth. Yeah, that's 33%. Lucifer's an angel, a fallen angel. But he's associated with Satan now. That's why I'm saying maybe angels and demons are one of the same. Watch the show Lucifer on Netflix. Lucifer is obviously an angel who left hell and he had to go to earth. And he's living in Los Angeles, the city of angels. But in the show, he's portrayed as this really nice guy. But my God, if you piss him off, his demonic side comes out. That's why he plays the piano in Lucifer. He's like amazing on the piano because he's the god of music. And he's charming. And he always says, what is your deepest, darkest desire? He can give you whatever you want, but it'll come back and bite you in the ass. That's why a lot of people who worship Satan die young, or awful things happen to them, tragic things, because it comes back to haunt you when you sell your soul to him or whoever it is. Thoughts on time travel? I believe in it. I believe in time travel. I think pretty much everything they've revealed in books and movies is real. Just don't know to what level. Time travel, yeah, I think you can go back and forward. That show Dark, you could go back 33 years or forward 33 years. There's so many time travel books. So yeah, I think you can. Or you can enter different dimensions depending on your consciousness. You might be able to go to the future and see what's going to happen. I've predicted so many things. It's insane at this point. I've got a lot of things wrong, but I predicted so many things. It's like, am I like traveling time without even realizing it in my sleep or something? And then it's just hitting me. And then I see what's going to happen, or I've already experienced it. Let me just see this NBA game. Houston won. What a surprise. Houston won 116-107. Wow. 9 points. Like how 9 people died in that helicopter crash with Kobe. So hopefully my community got on Houston. That was my favorite team to win. But I did give a few things for Detroit. But I did like Houston more. It was all about the Pope. Of course it was. Let me give you an example of it, actually, just while you're here. I don't want to go too much into sport. I want you to tell me if these numbers are just random. So I always talk about how the Pope became the Pope on March the 13th, 2013. If you go online now and type in NBA standings, Houston are now 3-13 away. They became 3-13 in Detroit, and that's their area code, 313. Do you remember 8 Mile? It's like, fuck 3 world, 313, because Eminem's from Detroit. And today leaves 13 days left in the year. They stayed on 13 losses away. Houston became 10-20 for the season. And the Pope is 1,020 months old, guys. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that type of stuff that I find, Pistons are 2-13 at home. Super Bowl 56 on 2-13. Francis became the Pope 2013, 2-1-3. Super Bowl 56, like Society of Jesus. So I nailed that to a T. I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't gambled this month. I was this close to giving in today and betting on Houston. But I stopped myself. And I'm glad I stopped myself, even though they won. Because I don't want to give them my energy. But it can be a little bit frustrating when you get it right. Like Spurs last night, plus 500, all about Kobe and Utah, finish on 126 points. Like Kobe died 126. Plus 500, but it is what it is. Money comes and goes. Spirit never leaves you. It only gets stronger or weaker. There's no such thing as free lunch with Satan. Yeah, Satan will never buy you lunch. There's no such thing as free. Like pornography, that you say it's free, but it's taking your life force. These things that they say are free, they're not truly free. They're not truly free. It's taking something from you, your energy, whatever it may be. There's no such thing as anything that's free. Back to the Future, yeah, that's worth watching again. That'll be worth watching again. See, that's what I'm thinking about the message behind Back to the Future. Maybe we choose to... I think we choose to be here. Which makes me think that there is a different realm or reality. And we're here, maybe to grow our spirits, to go back to this dimension. I'm excited, guys. I'm not afraid of death. I don't want to die. I love my life as Adam, the illusion. I love my life. I'm very grateful, but I am very curious now to be like, what the hell happens afterwards? But not in a scared way, not in I want to die now and find out instantly. I'm just excited that this isn't it. This is just one part of the show. This for me is like nothing more than a scene in a movie, what's going on in this life. It's just one scene, then we'll go experience another realm. I don't know if I'm still going to be Adam. I'd be happy to still be me, but I doubt it. I doubt I'll still always be this vessel Adam. There's Matt Hardy, who's a wrestler, one of the most famous tag team partners ever with Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys. And he had this character called Broken Matt. And he would always talk about, I am in my vessel. And like he was always talking about the vessel and how it's all about the spirit. And and all of that, they know what's going on, these wrestlers. They know what's going on. They're part of these societies. They have all this knowledge. To understand the meaning of life, let's ask the question, is there a heaven and a hell? I think heaven and hell is here on earth, Keith. I don't believe there's a hell below with the devil and there's heaven above with God just hanging out in the clouds. I think heaven and hell is here. I think God and the devil is within every person. So yeah, I don't think there's like, I don't think they have everybody's name and be like, okay, Adam, he watched pornography today. Okay, let's put him in hell if he was to die. This guy's done something really good today. This guy smiled at an elderly woman, gave up his seat on the bus for her. All right, let's add that to his heavenly column. No, I think heaven and hell is here, mate. I think heaven and hell in the holy books is a control tool. Don't believe this way, don't feel this way, then you're going to hell. You'll burn in hell. No, you won't. You won't burn in hell. You might be traumatized your whole life if you sell your soul to the devil, whatever that is, the devil. Maybe it'll haunt you for the rest of your eternal life. Imagine being haunted for your whole eternal life. Like, we are eternal, in my opinion. We never die. But imagine being haunted by a demon your whole eternal life. You can't escape it. Christopher Reeves and Jane Seymour. Who was Christopher Reeves? Was that guy who played Superman and broke his neck or back on a horse? Again, the guy who did play Superman, who then became a cripple, probably sold his soul to become Superman, and then the consequence of that fame and fortune was, okay, you're not going to be Superman anymore. You're going to be in a wheelchair, mate. To understand the meaning, okay, sorry, I sometimes repeat questions out. I'm glad to have stopped gambling. I heard it's blood money. I think it is blood money. I think it's more energy. It brings joy. Again, there's good and bad in everything. When you win a bet and you win significant money, or even when you just win, it does bring this sense of elation. But it's short term. It's no different to taking a drug. It will eventually just wear you out. And that's what it did to me. 8 to 9 months, I was winning a lot of money. I was living my life through Patreon and gambling, and I was so crazy comfortable for money. But my energy levels were the lowest they've ever been. Now I've stopped gambling, I have less money, but again, what do I need in my life? I have a beach, I have beautiful friends, I have the internet where I learn a lot of stuff, I read. I don't need to go to fancy restaurants all the time like I used to. I don't need to buy $1,000 watches like I used to. I can't really travel anymore because I'm not vaccinated. So I was making all this money. And like I said, my dad told me, are you happy, Adam? You got this money. Are you happy? What are you doing with it? I said, nothing, Dad. I'm just pretty much alone watching these rigged games. He was like, stop doing it. You're a very intelligent guy. You're a funny guy. Go share your gifts with the world rather than just promoting gambling. And I've said this, I was promoting gambling unintentionally. I never set up Patreon to just give out betting tips. People asked me to decode sports and I got good at it and I was winning money. It's not why I do what I do. I talk about sports, guys, because the majority of the world give a shit about them and they care about them. So I talk about them because it wakes people up. These type of live streams, most people don't give a shit, unfortunately, even though I think they're more interesting than talking about sports. You know what I mean? But yeah, if you stop gambling, I will say congratulations, because it's an addiction. I got addicted to it. It's the first thing I've ever been addicted to. I'd rather now be addicted to, I don't know, running or learning a new skill. I'd rather be addicted to things that bring me and other people joy. Consistent joy, where there's not really any negative to it. Okay, let's read some more. Yo, Adam, this is I was slapping you raps in my car. I'm loving the lyrics, brother. I'm in the Bay at Cali. Please make some more. My raps that I did were, I don't know what even made me do it. My creative juices were flowing. I enjoyed it. I put a beat to them and just boom, I could feel it. And again, create your own music if you have that gift. And even if you don't, you can learn how to do it. Time gets recorded and they go back and forward like playing a DVD. Yeah, you can fast forward and rewind. So the people talking about time travel, think about what you can do with a DVD. That's a great example. You can fast forward it. You can go rewind it and go back to the past. You can stay in the present moment and just watch it all the way through. That's a really good point. I've never even thought of it like that. That's a really good point. Thank you for that. I see this as a cosmic game in the mind of God, possibly. There is a chance that this is God's or the architect's game and he's just playing with us for his amusement. That's what Decode Your Reality says. We're all like, man is being played. This is God's game that he finds entertaining. But I don't know that. That seems like pretty shitty. If that's it, I don't want to believe that's true. But again, you often believe the things that make you happy, don't you? That makes me unhappy, so I refuse to believe it. If there is no hell, then that means there is no repercussions for the Satanists. No, depends what you define hell as, Keith. I've told you, I think these people get possessed for the rest of their eternal lives. That's hell. I don't think hell is grimball and fire with the devil below us. I don't see hell as that. Everything's about your mind, mate. So if you've got a demon controlling your thoughts and your mind, that's why you see these celebrities break down and take their own lives. Because they've been possessed. Is that not hell? That's hell to me. Heaven for me is being around your family, being conscious, bringing joy to other people. That's heaven to me. Heaven could just be sitting down and having your favorite drink. This is heaven. I'm sat in the sun. Got a nice drink, nice cold drink. That can be heaven. You have these heavenly and hellish moments on earth. I just don't believe in this physical hell of you just go down and then you're surrounded by fire and that's it for the rest of... No, I don't believe in that. I think that's bullshit. There will be repercussions for these Satanists. That's why so many of them die young. A lot of them probably do actually die. Some don't. And they're eternal. They're tortured. They're mentally tortured. You hear a lot of them say it. They can't sleep. They're on sleep medication, tablets. That's hell for me. I'm just live a righteous life. The ancient Egyptians believed that our hearts got measured in the afterlife. That would be amazing. One thing with the holy books, they all discuss the afterlife. All of them discuss the afterlife. One of the few things they all have in common. So, didn't Ricky Gervais have a show called Afterlife? Where his wife died of cancer or something, and then he wanted to kill himself, but he survived, like, because the dog kept him alive or something. Because he had meaning. Again, the meaning of life. If you've seen the show Afterlife with Ricky Gervais, again, whatever he is definitely in on it with these people. In that show, he was about to kill himself, but he didn't because his dog wanted to get fed. So because he had a meaning there, his meaning was to provide for his dog and make his dog happy and not leave his dog behind. He had that deep meaning, a purpose. He stayed alive. If he didn't have that dog, guys, in that show, or in reality, he would have killed himself if that dog didn't appear. Why did that dog appear? Was it the universe that saved his life? Did the dog know, like, obviously dog is God in reverse. Did the dog know to go in? Could he feel the energy of what was going to happen to its owner? I don't know if you've seen that show, but it's legit. He was going to kill himself and the dog saved him. Walked in and when he was about to cut himself. It's actually Christopher Reeve it's the Mandela effect. Mandela effect, I definitely want to do a video about that. So what we are saying is you murder, rape, lie, cheat, etc., live well on earth and die without... No. You get I'll say it one more time. You get eternally tortured. There's different realms, Keith, in my opinion. There's different realms. There's different dimensions. I don't think there's two. What I'm saying to you, mate, is I don't think you die and then you either go to heaven or you go to hell, and that's it. I don't believe that. I think there's more chance you just keep coming back as a different character in a simulation than that. I do believe these people who are cheating and lying and raping and murdering, I do believe there will be a way that they are judged. There will be a judgment day for these people. Like somebody said, the Egyptians believed that they would measure your heart, the size of your heart. And I'm sure the more evil shit you do, your heart gets smaller. It's like, okay, you stay back here. You're staying back in this dimension. You don't belong. You've not rose. You've not risen to the next level, just like in a video game. And if you do have a big heart, you probably ascend. I feel like I'm ascending now because my heart is so big and I genuinely care. I'm so organic. I'm doing what I do out of love. How many other people are really doing that? They have all these other motives. So measure my heart now is probably bigger than most people's because I give a shit. I've realized we're all part of this same world. The other day, I've got a photo I wish I could share. I'll probably share it on my Patreon. I went to play basketball by myself because I was like, Adam, screw the NBA, which is just so disgustingly rigged. Like Steph Curry breaks Ray Allen's record of most 3 points on December the 14th. 7 years before, Kobe overtook Michael Jordan in the scoring record. Exactly 7 years before. I was like, I don't want to think about this shit. So I went to play basketball by myself because I do like shooting hoops. And there was these 7 kids, 14, 15-year-olds from a public school in Mexico. And they came up to me and they approached me and they asked me if I spoke Spanish, habla español. And I spoke to them about 15 minutes in Spanish. And then they said, hey, will you play with us? Will you have a game? And I was like, see, yeah, let's go. And I played basketball with these young lads, Mexican kids, who clearly didn't have a lot. You could tell by the way that they were dressed. Not one of them spoke any English. And they had an amazing time. And I took a photo and I shared it with my mom and she was like delighted. That was real. Me meeting these young kids playing basketball, I taught them English. I was like, okay, I'm going to teach you 10 words in English. And then at the end of the class, at the end of the basketball game, I asked them, I said, okay, you mate, obviously in Spanish, tell me one word in English. And then they'd say it and their smile were like this. They'd say, basketball, and they'd be all happy. And I didn't get paid to do that, to play basketball for an hour and teach them English and communicate with them. I could have just said, hey, no, do you speak Spanish? No, piss off. I'm shooting hoops. Like most people would have done. And by the end of it, you got me and 7 or 8 kids running around the court, smiling. That's what I love. That's the shit I like doing. That's why I'm a bit fed up with these pro sports and giving my energy even to decoding these sick bastards. I'm starting to get a bit tired of it because I've done it for so long. I feel like I've proven my point at this point. Pro sports are rigged. They're corrupt. They're all coded. The outcomes are predetermined. The officials are corrupt. I've proven it at this point. I don't know how many more videos I have. Sorry to get a bit intense here. I don't know how many more videos I need to do to show this for people to be like, all right, you're legit. This is legit. It's all rigged. It's corrupt. It's undeniable. They won't accept it. So I would much rather go play basketball than actually decode the bullshit professional sports. I'm at that point, to be honest with you. I'll keep doing it because for my community, but it is becoming a bit like, fuck me. Like, it's so rigged. I don't really need to prove it to anyone else anymore. Commit sins all your life because you won't be held accountable for it forever. This makes no logical sense. I've already said, Keith, this is the last time I'll respond to you, Keith. I'm sure you're a good guy. There are consequences to your actions. I've said that. I just don't think you go to hell. I don't know how many more times I have to say that. Yes, you are accountable. We're all accountable. Unless you believe, like you said, it's the architect. The architect made you do it. According to Adam, the Satanists, etc., suffer difficulties in this world through depression. No, I think everybody suffers from depression at some point. It's not just Satanists. Everybody suffers from depression. Everybody experiences elation. But I think the people who are consistently depressed, they don't help themselves. They don't work out. They don't eat well. They don't figure out what brings them joy. They just bitch and moan. And it doesn't matter whether you're a Satanist, a devout Christian, whoever you are, black, white, man, woman, if you're suffering from mental health problems, which is the majority of the world at this point, there's ways you can go, there's ways you can act on that instead of crying and bitching about everything. I cry and bitch about a lot of things, but I do I take action. If I feel like shit, I do something about it. But yeah, it's not about being a Satanist or a believer in Jesus to dictate how you feel. Control your own mind, or somebody will control it for you. Is Tony Blair even a real guy? Probably not. Or he's got a demon within him. Or he's got a demon within him. I don't know. These people who we all believe are just regular guys who are Satanists. There's something deeper. There's something deeper. Because I don't know how they have literally no remorse for their actions. They have no remorse. So I don't know. I can't answer. Is Tony Blair a real guy? I know he's sick in the head, whatever he is. What makes a person good? Again, the eye of the beholder. What's good for me? Somebody who's noble, somebody who's honest, somebody who cares about his fellow man, somebody who puts others before him a lot. Obviously, you got to look after yourself. Just people who are organic. That's a good person to me. And again, what's a bad person? Somebody who consistently lies, somebody who has a huge ego, somebody who lies, cheats, and steals to get ahead. Does that make you a bad person? Like Tupac said in one of his songs, something about you steal somebody's hand. I don't know the exact lyrics, but you like steal somebody's handbag because you need to eat. I can't remember the exact lyrics. You got to do what you got to do to survive. Something along those lines. So is that evil, doing those things to survive? Maybe. It's an evil act, stealing someone's handbag, but are you doing it just to go buy a diamond watch, or are you doing it because shit, I need to feed my kids and there's no other way I can get money? Define good and evil. You can't, because it's the same thing. They're connected. All right, Hindus and Buddhists believe in reincarnation. So you can have heaven and hell in the same life, or a life of hell, or a life. Amazing. Andy, one of my best friends, an incredible guy. It's one of the people that keep me sane. Really, really, really good guy. Funny guy. Incredibly intelligent. And he's pretty much a Buddhist. He's a guy from England who's pretty much a Buddhist, or at least he believes in what they believe in. And yeah, he's just basically implied, like, you can have a life of hell or heaven. A lot of it you decide yourself. It's here. Heaven and hell is here, guys. They want to try and keep us in hell, as they call it, by keeping our frequencies low. Imagine we were all conscious and aware and we cared about our fellow man, and it wasn't all about money and ego and getting ahead in life. Don't you think life would be like heaven, or closer to heaven? Because heaven's not going up in the clouds and just hanging out and whatever people think heaven is. So, oh, go on then, whoever's going at me, this religious guy, Keith. What's heaven? What happens in heaven? And what happens in hell? Like, you seem to think you know everything. Please tell me. I'd love to know. Who will judge these people one day? The universe, the creator, the architect, whoever that is. We could go on all day with this. This is why I wanted to go live. Like, if God created the universe, who created God? Like, all these questions. Can anybody answer that? Probably not one person in the world could answer that. If God created the universe, who created God? Who created the creator? Baffles you, doesn't it? It blows your mind, questions like that. All I know, let's focus on the here and now. Why are we here now? Is it just a big experiment? Are we here to make the world or the universe a better place? I don't know. Why is there so many religions? Who wrote these books? A lot of the time, we don't even know who actually wrote them. There's no evidence of who wrote them. Maybe when they wrote them, but not who wrote them, which is strange in itself. Lots of questions, guys. Not many answers. But again, you need mystery in life. You need to have mystery. I don't know who's going to judge these people. Maybe it's the energy, the frequency. I don't know. All right, what else we got? Read the Quran is full of predictions, and why do you think the media look down? Yeah, what they've done to Islam and Muslims is disgusting. I worked in a school in Halifax, which was like 90% Islamic. Amazing people, amazing kids, amazing parents. But on the media, they're portrayed as terrorists, that they're evil. And there's a lot of racist people in England, incredibly racist. But it's just the way society is being built up. Like if you go to Bradford, back where I'm from, all the Asian people live in the same communities. There's no it's just completely divided. And that doesn't help. But I think that's all intentional by the people who are behind this social experiment to divide us. You go to the city centre of Bradford, there'll be an area where you won't find a white person. And then 15 minutes away, you won't find an Asian person. It'd be better if people were connected. But the Quran, from what I hear, I've never read it, is an incredible book of knowledge. You guys believe in Allah. Christians believe in God. And there's, I don't know, is it Vishnu? All these books have a God. But is the God within us? Are all these gods like just metaphors? Wouldn't it be better, guys? Don't you think it'd be better if everybody believed the same thing to an extent when it came to the holy books, that it was one? Rather than the Quran, the Torah, the Bible, it's like, wouldn't it be better if there was just literally one holy book? But no, there's so many. How do you determine which one's the organic one? Are any of them organic? Nobody knows the answer. You might think you know it, some of the people in the chat. I don't sit here thinking I have all the answers. There's people who say, this is what happens when you die. Do you know that though? Yes, this is what happens. I've read it. You've read it? Okay, then it must be true. I guess loads of people are dying of Omicron because I read that the other day. Religion is mind control, guys, just like nationality and race. I agree. Mind control, religion, money, race, sexuality, socioeconomic status. All these are just control and divide tools. Undeniable. So yes, big difference between religion and faith. Religion is 100% a control tool, whether you like it or not. But if you've grown up your whole life with religion, from birth, somebody tells you that, you're going to get defensive. It's called cognitive dissonance. Somebody's presenting information that goes against your belief system, you won't accept it if you don't have the ability to be open-minded. Good afternoon to all. Cheating at work. Brilliant. Actually on mute, but still nice to be around. Wow, so somebody's in the stream for the energy of this. They're not even listening. It's on mute just to read the chat. So everyone in the chat, thank you. Supervillain, what's up? We can build a little community between us, guys, and help each other, bring each other joy. This information helps people. For most people, it overwhelms them. It pisses them off. It angers them. For you guys, you gain from it. That's why I go live once a week. Not for fame and fortune. I know I'm never going to have more than like 100 people in it. But for those 100 people, hopefully I'm making your day a little bit better, or you're learning something like I learned from you. Back in the medieval days, it was never about pedophilia. Many Muslims went off to war and left their wives and daughters. The idea behind it was to secure those widows or orphans to have a secure life. That's very interesting, mate. What do you guys think of war? What do you think of war? Can you justify it? Can anybody in this chat justify war and the death of innocent civilians? Can anybody justify war? For me, that's all about taking energy as well, taking life. It's like this AI system. To survive, it needs energy through these rituals to survive, to maintain the matrix. Maybe we haven't always lived in a matrix. Maybe before it was this glorious world. And then we got plugged into it, slowly but surely, to the point where we are now, where we're blatantly almost trapped inside of it, like a spider in a web. Can we ever escape it? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we're just so deep into it, there's no getting out. Bro, today is my 30th day. Wow, fellow Dakota, 30 days in semen retention. Congratulations, that's a massive achievement. Without being too personal, fellow Dakota, can you tell people how you feel about it? Has it changed your life? Do you have more energy? Do you see the world differently? Or is it just whatever? Has it been difficult for you? Have you had urges but stopped yourself? If so, how did you stop yourself? Like when I was going through all of it, when I started it off at the beginning, when I really wanted to, you know what, I would go for a run. I would go to my keyboard. I would call my friend. I would go take a cold shower. It's not easy. Just like giving up gambling. My word, this has been hard, guys, for me. 18 days without placing a bet after going 9 months betting every day. It isn't easy giving up these addictions that bring you joy and increase your endorphins and get your heart racing. I hate asking, but do you mind doing a decode for the Warriors versus Raptors game? Curry and Draymond are out. But I'll look. I bet the Warriors are still the favorites, aren't they? Have you seen the Nets? The Nets could lose today to the Magic. KD's out. So is Harden. So is Kyrie. But it's just weird. The Magic are still plus 200. The Magic could win. Magic. Isn't it funny they called the Orlando Magic and then Disneyland's in Orlando? My friend Andreas, he was looking into decoding that game, connecting it to Walt Disney. Orlando Magic, and then Disney World's in Orlando. I've actually been to it. I'd never go to Disneyland again. Check out Club 33. If you want to be a member at Disneyland, Club 33, like the highest rank of Freemasonry. I wonder if Walt Disney, aka Adolf Hitler, was a Mason. Does the retention thing work? I think it's different for everybody. Almost everybody I've spoken to has gained from retaining the semen. Some people didn't do anything, but it's because they gave up after 2 days. And retention, guys, that doesn't mean you can't have sex. It's just basically don't go jerking one out every single day, twice a day, just for the sake of it. Like, retaining semen doesn't mean that you can't ever have sex again. Like, you can have sex and try your best not to do you know what and just please the lady or the guy or whoever it is you're having sex with. But yeah, it's just being smart with your energy, with your semen, with your money, with everything. That's all I try and teach people. And it can get hard. You have days or weeks where shit hits the fan and just everything goes to shit for you. You give in so many ways. Like people who try to give up smoking, they'll go 2 months and then they'll go to a party and get drunk and then smoke 30 cigarettes. It's like, it must really hurt. And then they just get back on it again, back to smoking. 12-18 equals 30. That's Steph Curry's number, isn't it? Number 30. But yeah, when he broke that record on December the 14th, exactly 7 years after Kobe overtook Michael Jordan. And just so you know, Kobe scored 26 points the game he overtook Michael Jordan, and then he died on the 26th day of 2020. Numbers so synced with him. Again, is it organic? Was Kobe organic, guys? And he died and he got taken out by a code. Did that happen? I don't think so. Maybe it did. Maybe he had all these numbers connected to him, all these numbers gave him these superpowers, and he wasn't a demon and he wasn't satanic. And him having a 666 workout and getting his highest scoring game in his 666 game was just part of his code. Maybe. I used to think that. I don't anymore. Because I think he's still alive. And if I think he's still alive, how can I believe in that code? I think the character was taken out by the code. Please do some research and educate yourself on matters before you call someone a... That's okay. He's aiming that at somebody else. The higher I raise my vibration, the more these modern women make me sick. Yeah, the modern women I can't be around. I can't be around the modern woman who's like obsessed with her job and just competing so hard against men, not even competing against themselves, just against men. The whole feminism movement, which is all being intentional. Just like all these women now who are stacked 8-packs and massive shoulders, that's all being that's by design. To get these women to become more masculine and more men to become feminine. Reverse it. And yeah, the girl I'm meeting today for sushi, she's actually, I'm not going to get too much into her, but she's a tomboy. She likes sports, playing them. She dresses the way I dress. She wears Vans and jeans, but she's beautiful. She's not fake. She'll have a beer with you and a good laugh. But a lot of the other girls now, they just want to talk about their job with you, and their house and what they own. And yeah, I've got no time for the modern woman, whatever you call it as well. Does the attention thing work? Like I said, it depends on the person, like anything. All right, what we got? There's loads of comments, guys. I mean, Andreas checking in. Well, Andreas, I've plugged so many times. If Andreas is in the chat, he can leave his Instagram page. I love that guy to bits. Never met him in my life, but feel like I've known him my whole life. Who scored a hat-trick on his debut? Shearer? Yeah, just go on YouTube now and watch Shearer talking about getting the jab and the booster with the pyramid in the background, and he's talking like that. Just look at it. It's there for you to see. Shearer is controlled and owned by demons, or is just a high-rank Mason, deceiving the masses. If it is just man doing this, which I don't think it is. You really believe that a Messiah will come from the skies and say, no, I don't. I don't believe. People waiting on the Messiah. I get it. I really do get it. But I think God's within us. Like he's wanting. We are the savior. Us. And until we realize that, nothing's going to change and we're just going to get screwed. That's my mindset on it. Us together are the savior. God is within us. It isn't a guy in the sky looking down on us. The people say, if God's real, then why do young kids get raped or murdered or die young? Because there's God and there's Satan and it's one of the same. You're going to have good and bad things here throughout your whole life. People trying to live these perfect lives. You never will in a world of duality. No such thing as a perfect world. Just try and have a happy life as often as you can. Do the things that make you happy, that make other people happy. Because these people, I want a perfect life. Like they can't. I want to be a Kardashian. What, a witch? You want to be a witch and put spells on people and have a fake cars, fake titties? It's what you want to be. I want to be in Hollywood. Have you ever been to Hollywood? It's a shithole. I played football there. Hollywood's one of the biggest illusions of all. It's an absolute shithole. Growing up, I thought Hollywood was glitz and glamour. It's a shithole. It's a disgusting place, Hollywood. And unless you've been there, you don't know that. You've fallen for the illusion of Hollywood. What if the story of Christ is relatable to history repeating? History does get repeated. It's getting proven now. That's, again, why you can make predictions. They do repeat history. And when I say they, who is they? The simulation, the architect, the secret societies. If history is repeating itself, who's behind that? Again, my head's hurting a bit here because it's a lot of intense thinking. If it's just a cycle like the number 8 and it's just constantly this and there's no escaping it, that could drive you insane. I was speaking to my mate Andy about it. If we all found out today that we were eternal and we could never die, like they've shown us in vampire movies, how would you deal with that, guys, if you got told you would never, ever die? I wouldn't want to know. I like the idea of maybe when I die, there's nothing. Maybe there is a heaven. Maybe there is a hell. Maybe there's a different dimension. Maybe I get reincarnated. Somebody said, Adam, you will never, ever, ever truly die. I don't know how I'd feel about it, guys. I wouldn't want to know. No reincarnation. We got to get back to our real soul spark and get out of this virtual matrix crap they have got us stuck in, which is layers upon layers. Yeah, we are trapped in a matrix, Misha. Can we escape it like Truman did? I believe so. But it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of positive energy. We're basically the battery running the AI, guys. We're the battery. It's feeding off our energy through COVID, through sports, through celebrities. It needs our energy to survive. If we were all living in a calm state, I think the matrix would collapse. And then the world would be just a better place of like-minded people who give a shit about each other, where everybody was like your family. You wouldn't even look at the color of the skin. You wouldn't care who they have sex with. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't even think about it. It wouldn't be a big deal. I hope in my lifetime that happens. I have a full moon headache. All the numbers are against me today. Super villain, when that happens, just pour yourself a nice drink. Go to sleep early if you can. Meditate if that helps. A lot of people don't like meditating. But yeah, when you're feeling like that, Just try and do the things that make you happy, that are going to take your mind off it. Okay, I'll do a bit longer. Think our consciousness is disconnected from the ocean? I believe so. The vast ocean where we're all connected. It's like when it comes to the ocean, yeah, we're all one, like to make that ocean infinite. But no, they separate it. You've got the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific. No, it's just one ocean. It's just the same ocean. Stop putting names on it. Sneaking off to the restroom. Good lad. Good lad. Sneaking to the restroom, guys, to listen to the stream. That's pretty amazing. Get your headphones in, mate. My old band was called Organic Synthetic. Cosmic Drum and Bass. That's an amazing name. What you should do, mate, if you're into gematria, Charlie, put that in. The Gematrinator. There'll be a reason why you give yourself that name. All those religions are taken from the same ancient Mesopotamia origins. Yeah, I've actually read about that. Adam, if religion teaches you to live sin-free, when did I say anything about living sin-free? I don't know. And do good for others, then how is that mind control? Because it's impossible, Keith, to live sin-free. The fact that you're in my stream now, calling me out and judging my thoughts, are you not committing a sin for judging your fellow man? It is impossible to live in this reality and not commit a sin. We've all told a lie, okay? I think everyone in the world has told a lie at one point. So to believe, we probably, whether it's drinking alcohol, smoking a cigarette, gambling, watching pornography, what are the other things that are sins? Ego. Like for me here, you're showing your ego. You really truly believe everything, all your beliefs are legit. Everything that you're saying is 100% legit. That's ego, that's a sin. So yeah, if that's my response to you. I never said anything about living a life sin-free. It's impossible. But I do believe that you can go through your life and help people as often as you can. You're going to have days where you piss people off, where you upset them as well. You're not going to make everybody you interact with happy. How many people have I upset with my knowledge? Calling them out. When I refuse to wear a mask to go in a store and I've upset the security person. Have I committed a sin there by making my fellow man sad? Like, you're too deep in it, mate. You're trapped inside the book, in my opinion. But again, it's my opinion. I don't ever claim to think I know it all, like a lot of people. Time is something that has a start and an end. God, Allah, if he himself created time, how can... Time's an illusion, I think. Everything's the present. All this shit about the past and the future, I think everything is in the present moment, but in different dimensions. What's up with all these postponements? Again, all the postponements in the Premier League, that's just basically saying, guys, if you don't get your jab, you don't get your booster, you're going to lose this. You're not going to be watching the Premier League. And I've spoken to friends who got their jab because they said, well, I want to get a season ticket. I want to go to this festival. They got the jab for that. So what they're doing now is they know how many people in England, like especially around Christmas, guys, they love football. Boxing Day football, like there's football all over December. You got your gambling, your FPL. So taking that away from them is going to really upset a lot of people, which shows you how pretty pitiful their lives are, unfortunately, where they're relying on men running around the field to give them joy when they could be spending amazing time with the family rather than watching these games. I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to upset him. But he did an Instagram post, the Chelsea-Everton game, which was rigged, by the way, 1-1, and Everton had half of the team out and drew with like one of the best teams in the world, well, the European champions, because it's all rigged. And he did an Instagram post saying, Happy Christmas, and there was a photo of him with his feet up watching that game. It's like, that's not Christmas to me. That's not Christmas. That's bullshit. I don't think I'll ever watch a professional game again unless I'm in a bar and I can't avoid it. I won't do it anymore. Whew. So yeah, they're postponing these games to convince people to get the jab. And people, for whatever reason, believe if celebrities are getting the COVID or the Omicron or whatever it's called now, then it must be real. because celebrities are getting it. So it has to be real, because it's even affecting celebrities who are just actually normal people. Yeah, so that's my thought of it. It's not going on in any other league. It's just in England. Right now anyway. War is a rich man's game. Most of the really rich people I know, and I've met loads of really rich people, they're unhappy. They're unhappy people. I do know other rich people that are really like happy. They have a nice balance. They don't let the money control them. But in general, some of the richest people I know are the most miserable. Okay, the people who go to wars are fighting for their country, but yeah, well, you grow up going to school singing the national anthem, and you hear it in all the sports games. You become patriotic, and again, that's all an illusion. That's all mind control. Anyone who goes to war and is a soldier, I have no respect for you. Put it that way. If you're in the chat and you're a soldier, I've got zero respect for you. I don't think you're brave. I don't think you're amazing. I don't think you're doing a great thing for your country. I don't think you're evil either. I just think you're completely under mind control. I've got no respect for any soldier. And again, get upset about it. Some people say, yeah, but if it wasn't for the soldiers, you wouldn't have what you have today. I probably would. It'd probably be even better if they didn't take part in these wars. Religion is a man-made concept for control of the masses. I agree, Ruth. I agree. We can't say that's a fact, but I agree with you. I appreciate the sleep advice. I've never meditated. Thanks. I love giving out advice, and it's up to people what they do with it. Same with my sports picks. It's advice. I'm not giving you the script and the winner every time. I'm giving you advice. Do what you want with it. If you bet on Houston today, for my advice, you won money. If you went against it, you lost. It's not my fault. What's crazy is women obsession with height, which doesn't make... I don't know. There's something about height that's powerful. Like most women are attracted to tall guys. There must be something to it. Like giants have always been worshipped, haven't they? Giants. Statues are always huge. Something about height that attracts people. When you see a huge building, you're, whoa, look at the size of that. You see something like the Eiffel Tower. So the height of something does do something to our mind. And a lot of girls do like tall guys. Not all of them, but most of them that I know like tall guys. Did you ever? Yes, I did watch Clockwork Orange. Insane movie. My dad has a giant poster of Clockwork Orange and The Shining, which is very interesting. Stanley Kubrick. Clockwork Orange is the insane movie. Insane movie. Yes, we lie. We are humans. We are weak. We commit sin. But how about asking for forgiveness from God when you commit a sin? Because God is all merciful and forgiving. If I've committed a sin on somebody else and I regret it, I will ask for their forgiveness, and I'll say, I'm sorry. Most people can't say sorry. I say, I'm sorry. If I really meant it. If I upset somebody, but I felt it was justified, I won't ask for anyone's forgiveness. But if I've done something, I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. Like, I don't know, I was hungry, I was emotional. My bad. I'm not going to pray to God and ask for his forgiveness. I'll ask the person for theirs. But not even so much for the forgiveness. I won't say, will you forgive me? I'll say, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm not going to go praying to God. I have prayed many times, but usually to help people, like not for my own gain. But again, maybe I'm praying to the universe. Maybe God is the universe. Jesus is the Son of God. Like the Son, without the Son, we'd all be dead. You do what you do, mate. Keith, if it works for you, just keep doing what you're doing, mate. Like I said, I'm not going to judge the way you live your life. Our studio was at number flat 56, organic gematria. I never knew about. That's great. You would never know about that. I added up all the house numbers that I've lived at. It comes up to 860. I was born in 86. What are the chances of that? I would never have added those numbers up back in the day without this knowledge. And I think there's a reason why I've lived in all those house numbers. I do. Supervillain equals 143, and I began my gematria journey at 143 leading up to the 31st. See, that's organic. Kobe Bryant was born 823, the 143rd prime. If you didn't know that, maybe you synced up with him. It's definitely same as Miss World, music, etc. Yeah, Miss World. I did my video on that. Again, I had a chat with my mate Andy about Miss World. Oh, maybe it was Andy or somebody else. I can't remember. No, it was Durrell. I lose track. I speak to so many people. He thinks that the majority of the people in Miss Universe are beautiful women, but all the winners are men. That's what he said. He said, there's no way that every single one of those women is a man. He said he thinks a few of them are, and the people who win are men, and the rest are actually beautiful women. That could be the case. Maybe it is all men. Like we said, Victoria's Secret, the secret is all of those models are men. They have cocks, or they used to have cocks. Why does the word cock make me laugh, guys? It makes me laugh when I say cock. So I'm going to keep saying it. Cock, cock, cock. Makes me laugh. It brings me joy. It doesn't hurt anybody. Cock, cock, cock. Yes, definitely. Same. Okay, sorry. I've read the same thing again. If you don't recognize or accept you are committing sin, then how can you better yourself? I've just said, brother. I think you're trying to get a rise out of me. If I have done something I believe to be wrong, I will apologize. So you call it a sin. Some people call it a mistake, an error, a poor judgment call. You like to call it a sin. I don't know. Better yourself as a human is learning from your mistakes. If you keep committing the same sin and not changing your ways, but you know it's wrong, then it's pretty goddamn evil, isn't it? One of my friends done to watch the new Spider-Man movie. It's funny when Spider-Man like releases his web, he does that. I think he does that, doesn't he? Like the devil horns to release his web. Or is it that way? I don't know. Never really got into the Marvel movies. Is it Marvel, Spider-Man? I don't even know. But yeah, I will never watch a movie like... I never got into Spider-Man, Superman. I've said all along, the only character I was connected with in any of those type of movies was the Joker. The Joker, I always loved the Joker because I felt like he spoke truth, but he was like intelligent, but he was sinister at the same time. But he was probably the hero. I love the Joker. I don't give a shit about Spider-Man and Peter Parker, Peter Pecker, whatever he's called, Peter Prick. We have social distance. What's this? We have social distance offices at shopping centres. It's just a joke. At the mall here where I live, everybody's walking around the marina without a mask, but as soon as you go inside the mall, you have to. I know in England they're now making you wear masks indoors. Like that worked the first time, didn't it? Masks really worked, didn't they? It really helped. All they do, I can't say what I think. I can't say what I want to say about masks because of YouTube. Our people waited that long and gave him such low-hanging fruit. Totally brainwashed, yeah. But again, what is brainwashed? Is it your brain getting washed? Is getting brainwashed a good thing? You're washing your brain from not getting all the shit off it? Like, what does the term brainwashed mean? Is it a compliment or an insult? Getting your brain washed. I think getting your brain washed is a good thing. Being under mind control is a bad thing. Where are you? I'm in Mexico. I won't say the exact place. Well, they got a few people that want to come after me. But I'm in Mexico and I love it. I've already said how I feel about Mexico. I think it's a beautiful country with beautiful people. But there's obviously some pricks as well. Have you seen Capricorn one? No. Yeah, it's all connected to giants from Bibles. That's San Francisco Giants in it, the NFL team. San Francisco, where the Church of Satan is. They're called the San Francisco Giants. Am I correct in saying that? I think so, the baseball team. In Melbourne, Australia, yes, seen with my own eyes and had a chat to him. Again, these social distance officers, guys, they're doing it because they need money to survive in the matrix. A lot of them will know it's bullshit, but they want to justify what they're doing. They're not going to say, yeah, it's all bullshit. Some of them will be able to do that, but others won't be able to accept that their job's bullshit and that they're screwing with people unfairly. They won't accept it because the truth hurts. I lived at 21 Trinity Drive, 2 + 1 = 3. First place I lived in Scotland was called Kyle Drive. That's beautiful, mate. I love all that stuff. That stuff I like. I like that people are starting to question their numbers when they were born, their date. I was born on 33 date numerology. I had my awakening at age 33. That's the big number with Jesus and Masonry. I was born on 123 date numerology, 1, 2, 3. 4 + 14 + 19 + 86. I didn't decide when I was born. I'm not making up my date of birth. See my passport if you want. We need the illusion billboards. Somebody probably draw devil horns on me or something. Maybe this is a simulator. We signed up for a cosmic video game. Very, very possible, Charlie. I love how Charlie says maybe, because nearly everything we discuss is a big maybe. Maybe this is a simulation or a simulator and we signed up for it. The question is, can you escape it? Like when you sign up, I don't know, when you go to Universal Studios, you enter this weird realm of magic, but you get to leave it. Can we leave this dimension? I think you can, and it's all about consciousness, by raising your consciousness. That's how you escape it. That's how you get out. That's how you don't get trapped in it. They're clearly using the elements, that same attraction that brought you to Kyle Drive. They're using, yeah, super villain, very, very, very smart guy about the elements. There's people in this world, guys, who know how this universe works 1,000,000 times more than somebody like I does. Not does. And they're using it against us, and they're gaining from it. So they'll know what to call their kids. They'll know what job's good for their kids with their numbers, with their date numerology. They'll know where to live, where to raise the child. They'll know all of that through the numbers, through the code. That's why they'll do all these rituals on specific dates. Like coronavirus being declared a pandemic 11/3/2020. It wasn't just random. That 113 is a hugely significant number. That's why the US election was November 3rd, 2020, 11/3. It's not random why they're doing this. It's just whether they're fully in control of it or if it is the universe doing it. I think they're in control. They infiltrate it. I've said this 1,000,000 times. They infiltrate the organic code of this matrix. That's what I think is going on. They're infiltrating the organic side of the matrix through their sacred knowledge that they've hidden from the masses. Somebody like me has a ton of knowledge, but I have nothing compared to these high-ranked Illuminati bloodlines. I have nothing. I'm like at the bottom of the barrel, but I have way more knowledge than probably 95% of the world. That says something in itself. Bathroom break might be over. Definitely don't want to hear my name. Love to all. Okay, I won't say your name. I'll say cheers, mate. And I'm not going to repeat what Kyle said. Can't watch, I meant brainwash 223. 223 is the 48th prime, huge number. Added all my house numbers. Wow, there you go. 33. My son's a filmmaker and I can't watch TV or movies. You can watch them. Like, you just got to watch them with different eyes now. I've gone 6 months not watching a movie. I now feel like I want to just dissect them. But yeah, it's hard to watch them now. But can they put you under mind control in these movies if you're aware that that's what they're attempting to do? I don't think so. I feel like I could watch the mainstream now and not get put under a spell because I know what they're doing. I think it's when you're unaware. Like, it's easy to manipulate a person who's unaware. When you're aware, it's like, piss off. I know what you're doing here. I know your symbols. I know what you're doing. The spell doesn't work. You're looking to flat Earth. Not enough. I've said before, they're pushing the globe our whole life, so it's probably not a globe. That's all I'll say about flat Earth. There's many other people who do videos about that. I don't know. If this is a simulation, maybe it's not flat, maybe it's not circular. Maybe it's just, it is what it is. There is no shape to it. It's just nothingness. There's no shape to it. That's why there's an argument, because both of them are wrong. Imagine having an argument where both of the possible answers are wrong. So you're arguing your whole life about something and you're both wrong. There's no right answer. I think that goes on with so much. So is the world flat? Is it a globe? Maybe it's neither. And you're just wasting your fucking energy talking about it. They have nothing compared to God. Yeah, the creator is the Almighty. Whoever the creator is the Almighty. Without the creator, I wouldn't even be having this live. You won't be listening to it. So the creator is the Almighty. Who is the creator? I don't know. I don't know. Before I came across it outside of myself, I believe that learning spirituality will help you transcend beyond reincarnation. I believe that we keep reincarnating until I agree. I believe you just keep coming back until you get to a certain level of consciousness. Then you rise to a different dimension. You get out of this place. But I could be wrong. The Joker was the only one allowed in the King's Queen's Court to speak their mind. The Joker's role was to keep hubris. Okay, wow, that's deep. I love the Joker. I could connect with the Joker from a young kid. I was always called a Joker. I would always make people laugh. But like I dressed up as the Joker one Halloween. And I was like, okay, this feels right. I don't want to dress up as Batman. I always thought Batman was a prick. And Superman and Spider-Man. But Joker, it's like I could have a beer with that guy. He'd make me laugh. Like he was real. He just no bullshit with the Joker. Why so serious? Yeah. A lot of people too serious. A few people in the chat getting a bit serious. And they're just going to be miserable. Enjoy the show, guys. But be aware of the bullshit as well. And the experience to move on. One day you'll figure out we are battling against a hive mind. Very possible. Like a school of fish flows together, so do these demons. Yeah, it's like birds of a feather flock together. These demons, yeah, they work together. And the more evil in the world, the more these entities like thrive. The more they thrive. So we've got to stop giving them our energy. We've got to start spreading. These people hate light. Like vampires hate light, don't they? They hate the light. We need to shine light on the darkness. And I think that's what's happening. That's why all this shit's being revealed. Shit. Because all this darkness is being revealed because there's light shining on it. But who's shining the light? Is it the consciousness? Is it the universe? Is it God? Don't know. Spanish flu 1917 was declared. Really? I need to find this, Charlie. You're telling me the Spanish flu was declared 11-3? Like coronavirus? We were just talking about how history repeats itself. 25 to 50 million deaths. 255. When did George Floyd die? 255. The 25th of May. And there was 25 to 50 million. So this is the thing. 255 is a huge number. I always think of George Floyd because he died the 25th of May, supposedly. But that number's everywhere. It's why the Lakers just became 16-13, the 255th prime. They did that against Dallas Mavericks. That equates to 255 in gematria. So yeah, they have these numbers. Like the numbers connected to Kobe. I talk about Kobe all the time, but it's the numbers connected to Kobe. Type the alphabet in the Gematrinator, guys. You get 126 and 2 ciphers the day he died. It's not Kobe. It's the numbers connected with whoever he was, whatever entity that guy was, the Black Mamba that possessed him, his nickname. I like Joker and the Riddler. Yeah. Jim Carrey played the Riddler, didn't he? Again, he was my favorite actor growing up. The creator is, I don't know, equals 266. Francis the 266 Pope. Do you know that LeBron James, Net Void, is an incredible woman? And that's an amazing code. LeBron James and Kobe Bryant were both drafted on the 26th of June. 266. Pope Francis the 266 Pope. The Office. Go on their YouTube now. 2.66 million subscribers the day after the Pope's birthday. Who is controlling this realm that we're living in? Joker is the answer of the meaning of life. Laugh and never take. Yeah. Guys, later on today, I'm just going to Google Joker's best bits because I could always connect with the Joker. Every movie that he's done, even the recent one where he was suffering from like mental health, which I think was pushing the mental health agenda, which annoyed me. But he just, by the end of the movie, he didn't give a shit. He just didn't give a shit. I'm not promoting shooting somebody in the head who you disagree with, like he did. But the greatest Joker for me was Heath Ledger. His portrayal of the Joker was just a pure work of art, in my opinion. And then he died, didn't he? I think he sacrificed himself, to be honest. I don't think he got taken out. I think he was a willing sacrifice. Because I think these people who are willing sacrifices, they know there's something better than this place. They probably want to go. Some of them. I want to get out of this. I want to escape this. And they're willing to give up their lives because they know Earth's just, it's not what we think it is. They want to escape it. They're willing to give up their lives. Oh, by the way, yesterday, LeBron James made the score 41-44. 41, Kobe Bryant, 41, died at 41. But he made the score 41-44 in the Lakers game. And 41 plus 44 is 85. He did that the day Francis turned 85. I just see it all. It's just, it doesn't always mean I can get the code right. I always see what they're doing. It's just so sick. It's sickening. Again, watch my recent video where I basically proved we live in a simulation with the NBA game. The Lakers against Dallas. And tell me we don't. All right. Again, when I get to a point where I get a little bit tense, guys, I'll have to go soon. But I'll keep going. Out of the dark into the light, very possible. Again, Lucifer's called the light bearer, morning star. I don't think Lucifer's evil. I think he's both, just like the Lord. Again, Lucifer was an angel. But he wanted to be God. He wanted to be God. And have you noticed there's a lot of people living here that want to be God? I had this chat with my friend as well, that these Hollywood actors, these on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, do you think they were fallen angels? They say 33% of the angels fell with Lucifer. Do you think they were fallen angels? I've just said that, guys, and I got my 33rd like. I don't even know if you can see this. I just got my 33rd like talking about 33% of the angels coming down to earth. My goodness. So these people are treated like gods. People tell me Ronaldo's a god. I don't know. Taylor Swift, Beyonce, they're goddesses. And Whitney Houston was a goddess. Michael Jackson was a king, the king of pop. Are these angels? And that's why they have this insane ability, why they don't age, why we are so drawn to them, because they're actually angels. Like Robbie Williams' most famous song was Angels, wasn't it? I'm loving angels instead. Like that song that he brought out, iconic song. He's loving angels. Was he referring to Lucifer? Was he aware? Is he an angel? He was in Take That. And then he was the one that became the big he became the superstar, Robbie Williams, whose name sounds a lot like Robin Williams. But again, I'm starting to think that these people are angels, but some of these angels are demonic, because I think angels and demons, one are the same. So Boris Johnson, for example, could be an angel who's also a demon. And maybe these angels and demons are against each other. Like when Ricky Gervais called out everybody at the Oscars for you know what, called them out so heavily. There's another girl on YouTube called Tamara something. Her work's exceptional, mind-blowing, and I don't know her full name. It's Tamara something. And she believes that there's two groups at the highest level. Two groups, like the light and the dark or something. Just like, I don't know, Star Wars. And they're battling each other. That wouldn't shock me. Maybe they're not all in it together. Maybe there's two groups battling each other. Maybe they take out. These people that get taken out, they get taken out by the other group. And then they go, okay, you're going to take him out? You're going to take Heath Ledger out? All right, I'm going to take out Kurt Cobain. I don't know. I don't know any of that, but it's a lot to... how would you decode yourself? First of all, look at your date of birth. Check out the numbers behind that. Check your full name. You can decode, I don't know, the time between you and your wife's birth dates, the date you got married, date you had your first child. I don't know what else you can do. Major events in your life. The problem is most of us don't remember the dates of the major events in our life. Your wedding, you remember, don't you? You'll remember the date you got married. But some of the other major things that happen, like somebody said, hey, Adam, when did you graduate from university? What date was it? I don't know. I remember it was a fun day. I don't remember what date it was, but it's probably a reason why I graduated on that specific day in that specific place from that specific university. Matrix equals 85, 31, 77, 41. Script, wow, Script and Matrix have the same 4 ciphers. Wow. And Gombe's on my Patreon. That guy's, I don't like using the word genius, but the work that he presents, I think it's genius. He finds things that I can't find. And he shares them like I share my work. Karl Monk proves all pyramids and abnormal structures in the world are like a gigantic geometric ritual. They all speak to each other. Yeah. Something with these statues as well. I was watching a Kanye West video, something about how these people get turned into stone. They either get turned into fire or stone. That's why these buildings and stuff are worshipped. Why 9/11 coming down was such a big deal, sacred. The Twin Towers, the twin, George Floyd killed in the Twin City. I've read somewhere Jesus had a twin. I don't know how legit that is. Anybody who's really into religion, you can back me up on that. Magdalene Tamara, okay. Yeah, the Golden Dawn and the Phoenix Order. So Ricky Gervais I think he was a member of the Golden Dawn, I think, and he was trying to bring down the Phoenix Order, which had people like Tom Hanks in it. So they believe in different gods or different realities or whatever. And that's why you will have some celebrities pushing COVID and others completely against it, because some of them are part of the Phoenix, the rising Phoenix, probably why Phoenix Suns got to the NBA Finals with a very average team. But they got beat, didn't they, by the Bucks? Some deeply biblical stuff about that. But I'm good. Okay, friendly. I'm good. What's the movie Night Shift? It's a Russian movie about good versus evil and sorcery. Okay. Where can I find that, Karen? I don't have Netflix. I don't have a TV or anything. Mark Passio, guys. Don't know who that is, but watch it. About Satanism. I'm going to type it in my chat so I can share it with my Patreon. Try and share as much as I can. Okay. Mike Passio, Satanism. Yeah, I'll find that. I've got it. I'll watch that probably tomorrow if I have time. But cheers about that, mate. Dr. Frederick L. Gates was also a key player during this. Gates? His last name was Gates? Oh, come on. Like Bill? The Gates of Hell? Gareth Gates? Do you remember Gareth Gates? He grew up near me. Gareth Gates. Take me up to the spirit in the sky. He sang that song. Take me up to the spirit in the sky. He could barely even sing either, that Gareth Gates. And Wool Young. Do you remember Wool Young? The gay one? He could not sing. It's like he had a dick in his mouth. He was like, I'm going to take this moment and make it forever. He couldn't sing. And he won the talent show. Disgraceful singer. And then he disappeared, didn't he? He just pushed the gay agenda for a bit, and then they got rid of Wool, what was his name? Wool Young. Okay, what else we got? Do you think they had today's technology like... Yeah, centuries ago, yes. They've just released it to the public now. Yeah, they had all this technology definitely decades ago, 50, 60 years ago, maybe centuries. Maybe millennia, who knows? But now they're just releasing it because now's the right time. They've got us right where they want us in this matrix. I wonder what the age range for people in this community is. I reckon between 18 and 40. Between 18 and 40 people who... I could probably find out on my... what's it called? Analytics. If I went on my YouTube, I don't pay much attention. If I went on my analytics, I think it tells me who's watching, from what country, what age group. The three countries that mainly watch my videos, I know this for a fact, is the United Kingdom, the United States, and Canada, which is pretty obvious. They're the top three. But then there's all these other countries in Africa and Europe. It's like, that's the stuff that I'm like, wow, Jesus, people watching me literally all over the world. That gives me a thrill. Cal Monk, the code, no, not watched it, mate. Elks, Order of Elks, book symbolism, that and the Phoenix Order and Phoenix was to do with the cryptocurrency as well. Against the books like dollar. It's just weird how they do all of this. It's hard. It is hard to decode all these sports guys because there's so much to it. There's astrology, there's the biblical stuff, there's revelation stuff, there's the date numerology, there's the coaching records, the team records, there's the day of the week that it is. There's so much to look into. That's why you can have the most amazing code and miss, because you've missed the astrology, and that particular day was all about, I don't know, a certain planet or a certain god that you missed. So got to be strong in this. All my codes look sensational, every one I post. That's why it's hard when they miss, because they look so perfect, but I'm aware that I've maybe missed something huge that I wasn't aware of. But the more I do it, hopefully I'll get more connected to how they're doing this. Chris Waddle, you like asking me questions about Waddle, don't you? He was involved in a ritual. Didn't he miss a penalty? Did he sky a penalty for England? So he was involved in a big ritual there. He played at Bradford City, where I played when I was younger. He scored one of the greatest goals I've ever seen. He chipped the goalkeeper from the halfway line. Whether he did it or a demon did it, I thought it was technically really good, mate. Was he a Geordie as well, like Gascoigne, like Shearer? Something going on in Newcastle. Ant and Deck, they're from Newcastle, aren't they? Definitely Masons. I know, is it Ant, the lanky one, who suffers from depression and drugs and alcohol, and Deck's like this perfect, why are you, man? How you doing? Like Deck's this sweetheart, when in reality he probably worships Satan. You don't get to Ant and Deck's level just being normal people. They've been famous their whole life since they were in Biker Grove. They've always had a platform because they're definitely part of Masonic Brotherhoods. Still funny. They make people laugh. They're charming, but so they should be when they've done it their whole lives. I could easily have done what Ant and Dec did. I'm a funny guy. Put me on the show every day since I was about 10, like them. I could be able to host Britain's Got Talent, whatever they hosted. Or I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Most of them are not even celebrities. Fucking nobodies. Okay, I'll do about 15 more minutes, guys. I'm going to try and get some sun. Treat myself to a mint chocolate chip ice cream as well. Whoo, baby. Oh, good to hear. Hope you enjoy your date with that lady. So do I. I don't even like calling it a date. I'm going to go meet a person who I connect with, who I enjoy being around. I don't like the term of date. I think it puts pressure on people. I'm going on you're going on a date. No, I'm just meeting somebody for a drink. But cheers. So Passio was an ex-Satanist, and now what? Is he revealing the rituals? The Church of Satan's in San Francisco. There's an actual Church of Satan, and people tell me nobody worships Satan. And why the fuck is there a church called the Church of Satan if nobody worships Satan? People are very, 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 very naive. You're 19 years old. COVID-19. It's good, mate. I wish I was as open-minded as you. I wish I was in a live stream like this when I was 19. I wouldn't have wasted 12 years after that, giving so much energy to entertainment. Bread and circus, if you may. I'm 52, born in 69. Wow, the Jesuit order equals 69, Pope 52. 52, that's nice. 52 weeks in a year, there's 52 cards in a deck. Big number, that 52. But it doesn't look, for the ladies out there, or Charlie's like a unisex. I don't know if Charlie's a guy or a girl, but it doesn't look 52. Again, when you age, you're as old as you act, aren't you? In my opinion. You're as old as you act. All in the family, eh? Yeah, I think so. I think so. like Aguero, Messi, Maradona, they had to have some sort of connection, blood connection or something. It's so weird how their whole careers are all perfectly synced. Have a beer on me. I will, mate. I don't drink often, to be honest, but when I do drink, I enjoy it. It's very hard to not go to the beach and have a beer. It's very hard. Just tastes delicious, man. I'm not one to drink on my own at home, but I appreciate it. I will have a drink on you, mate. I think about you. You're a good guy. Newcastle Brown Ale. I didn't like that. I've tasted that a few times back in the day in like my Lloyd's bar or Weatherspoons, as they call it back home. I used to love going to Weatherspoons, to be fair. It was really cheap and good energy there. But I had a Nuki Brown Ale. Tasted like piss. Not that, well, I've never tasted piss. But I can imagine piss tastes like Nuki Brown Ale. Dairy is one of the worst things you can eat. I'm sure it is. It's why it's one of the most addictive things you can eat. But I love cheese. I've got to admit, I do love cheese. I could have cheese with everything, so I'm sure it's probably bad for me. IBM computer was used in World War II for punch cards in the camps. Wow. See, I didn't know that. Thank you for that. 34, I'm 35. I think I've just crashed. Wait a second, guys. I've frozen. Okay, I'm back. I just froze. I don't know. Again, a glitch in the matrix. A glitch in the matrix. Okay, the Economist cover for the 1988 featured Phoenix 33 years ago. Oh my God. Get ready for a world currency. Yeah, well, I think that's so obvious now. There'll be a one world cryptocurrency. Definitely in our lifetime. It's just whether it'll be next year or 5 years or 10 years. It's going to be in our lifetime. I think sooner rather than later. And that's why I'm saying, guys, whatever money you have now, enjoy it. Because if they just flip it and they just say, this is the new system, currency system, all the money you own is worthless now, because they make the rules up, how are you going to feel then? Are you going to wish? Are you going to be, oh, I'm so happy I saved up 300 grand and never actually spent it, and now it's worthless? Enjoy your money. Because at any point they can change this system with money. At any point they want, and it will be soon. It will be soon. What do you think of Tony telling it like it is? Probably could be a comedian. I think he's got a pure heart. I think he's a little bit slow mentally. He always talks about how rigged professional sports are, but he has favorite teams and favorite players, which is embarrassing. Like, he gets upset if his team lose. I get annoyed if a team loses because my code doesn't hit. I was really upset yesterday that the Lakers code didn't hit because I loved it. Even though the Spurs code hit, I was pissed off. Tony tell it like it is. Has a pure heart, but he's an idiot. To be honest, he's a clown. But if you want to check out his work, guys, it's called Tony Tell It As It Is. He's into gematria. He tries to help people, but he talks a lot of shit as well. I was subscribed to him at one point. I'm not anymore. Oh my God. Oh God, Ronaldo is the GOAT. Ronaldo is the GOAT. Ronaldo is the GOAT. Like, shut the fuck up, mate. Shut up. And he'd have his Juventus shirt on when they score a goal. I'm like, mate, stop it, lad. It's all rigged. You're going to tell everyone it's all rigged and then still support a team and idolize Ronaldo? Get a grip of yourself, bro. But yeah, he does all right work. Sorry about that. That's what I think about Tony. Pasio is really quiet these days, of course. This celebration is the vow of silence. Basically, they say if you reveal the secrets, you're dead. So I'm surprised he's still here. If he was revealing genuine information, I'm surprised he's still here. I love butter. Yeah, I don't really have butter on anything. I used to have it when I was younger on like my toast. I did like butter on toast with a nice cup of Yorkshire tea. But now I can't remember the last time I had butter. Unless like it was in a sandwich that when I went to a restaurant. Yeah, I'm more of a cheese guy. Alcohol is where we get the word ghoul from, possessing spirits. Yeah, that's why they're called spirits. Vodka, whiskey, gin, spirits. Spirits. Cheers, Warner. When I heard Warner, I saw your name Warner, it made me think of Shane Warne. Good ball, Warner! I used to always do that. We'd go play cricket, my mates. We play on a bowl green. Bowls, you know, bowls, the beautiful surface. We weren't allowed to do it, but we play cricket on it. And we'd always like, good ball, Shane! Like, for that Shane Warne. It was hilarious. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. There were one time I caught it. I was in the field. I was fielding right at the back of this bowl green. And at the side of it is like this wood to stop the ball from going out when you play bowls. And then this sand. And I went back to catch it. And I went, yes. And I fell over the wood and I cracked my head on concrete. And people were just laughing at me, which was funny. I smashed my head on some concrete. But what a catch. What a catch, man, to be fair. Illusion, my birthday is 7 of diamonds. I'm 7 of diamonds. Yeah, that's, wow. Supposedly the millionaire card. Supposedly the millionaire card. The 7 of diamonds. I don't know. I've said with these tarot cards, they're always positive. It's like anybody can write them. Do you remember Mystic Meg? Today you will wake up and you will feel emotion within you and you will likely do something that you did yesterday. It's like, okay, so I breathed yesterday and I felt emotion yesterday. But they make it all mysterious. Mystic Meg, that's a bloke as well. If you don't know who Mystic Meg is, she was, what do you call it? She had the mystic ball and she would read the future. I forgot what what do you call them? Fuck. Shit, I forgot what you call them. What do you call these people who read the future? Shit, I forgot what they're called. Anyway, absolute bullshit, Mystic Meg. Are you British or Australian? I'm English. I don't like being called British. I'm English, from England, but I guess I'm British as well. My passport's Great Britain. My dad's dad was Welsh. That's why his name's... I'm not going to say my dad's name. I don't have his permission, but yeah, my dad's dad was Welsh. So I've got Welsh in me. And I'm not a sheep shagger. I don't shag sheep, guys, because my dad's dad was Welsh, if you're going to say that. Somebody will accuse me of being a sheep shagger, because that's what they say about people in Wales. They have sex with sheep. I never understood that. All right, my eyes are starting to hurt, so I'm going to have to go in a bit. Mint chocolate chip. Oh, mate, Evan. Mint chocolate chip is heaven. Mint chocolate chip. This ice cream place is like a 1 minute walk from the beach. So I get my ice cream and I literally walk to the beach with my ice cream. And you should see the people staring at me like, look at that twat there with the ice cream, the red hot. I'm like, oh, delicious. I might have two, mate. What I might do is have a mint chocky on the way. And then on my way from the beach, I might have another one. Mate. 2 for 1. Seddon Church, yeah, it was established in 1966 in San Francisco, and we have Pope Francisco, who's connected to San Francisco. Saint Francis, that's what San Francisco is, Saint Francis. The Jesuits called Abraham Lincoln. Again, did he even die? I don't know, but yeah, the numbers indicate that the Jesuits were behind it. Jesuit order equals 144. That's when he died. I was born 14th of April. Cheese has casomorphins in which are addictive. Yeah, cheese is very addictive to me. And I'm pretty sure it's not good for me. But I'm pretty sure that almost everything I buy is bad for me from the store. Now, it's like, is there anything I can get? Like, I drink my bottled water. I'm like, is this even probably messing me up? But you can't be like, if you question everything, man. Tony took the jab, did he? See, if he really did like have belief in the stuff we talk about, you would never have taken that. You would never still support a team. I don't think he's what they call it. I don't think Tony's controlled. I just think he's a passionate guy who's a little bit slow, but he's also kind of smart as well. He's one of those people who's smart, but dumb at the same time. There's lots of people like that. Like doctors, they think they're really smart, but they're dumb. They don't see through these agendas. They're actually dumb as fuck, but they think they're really smart. And to an extent, they are, in many ways. I've always loved and read about Jane Mansfield, actress in the 60s, and recently read she was involved with Satan Church. Came to her death not long after, yeah. If you mess with Satan, man, you're playing with fire. They say when you mess with Satan, you're playing with fire, you will get burnt. You don't know when you're going to get burnt, but you will get burnt. You will get burnt by him, or it, or her, or whatever Satan is, the energy. Satanic 122, San Francisco 122. Pope Francis equals 122 as well, mate. Kobe's highest scoring game, January the 22nd, 122 in his 666th game. Not by accident. Not by accident. It's the stuff, information I want to present to people. Guys, I've been in here 3 hours and, I'm not going to say 3 hours and 34 seconds. I'm going to say 33. Error 502, I know. I got the error 504 last night doing a decode about Gianna Bryant, whose name's 54. And I got an error on Patreon, first time ever. Error 504. I was like, these people are mocking me. Jesuit Order 504, Kobe Bean Bryant 504. Mystic Meg, I remember her. Yeah, she was on the National Lottery. She had a segment. I think she was on the Sun newspaper as well. But she would like read your palm or the future, and she would just give you the most bullshit information. Today, you will breathe. You will open your eyes. And if you don't, you will likely be dead. It's like, okay, cheers, Meg. Prick. People paying for this knowledge from Mystic Meg. Fortune teller, thank you. Yeah. What do you think about fortune tellers? Do you think they're legit? I think it's all a scam, to be honest. The people that read your cards and stuff. Like, again, I'm the 7 of diamonds, so is somebody else in this chat. Are we going to have exactly the same life because we have the same card? No. British are not the English, Welsh, Irish, or Scottish. They are the elite. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. England's such a powerful country, and I was born there. Again, I was meant to be born there. It's one of the most powerful countries ever, England. Always has been, it seems. But why? Why there? Why there? What is it about there? Is it the energy there? Is it magic? Crowley, Masonry founded there. Life equals God experiencing itself to figure out where it came from, or a soul test. Hopefully we're not trapped here to be found. We could be. The universe and God is eating us, aka taking our energy. John Wilkes Booth was a Jesuit and had connections. Yeah, of course he did. We all have connections with the Roman Catholic Church. But again, why them? Who chose them? Why is Francis connected to everything? Why? Why? Is he a demon? Is he God? Is he just a chosen one by the architect God? I don't know. But that guy, if you follow my Patreon, it's undeniable that he's connected to everything. Everything. But why him? Why this little bitch from Argentina who always does this? Why him? Why him? Why him? My great-great-uncle from the 1700s was given 77 acres of land by Queen Anne, then stolen by the... Wow. Wow. They say England is the heart chakra of the earth. That makes sense. But England's getting destroyed from the inside now. Maybe that's intentional. They're destroying England because it is, like you said, the chakra of the earth. So if they destroy that, it's easier to destroy everything else. It's why people worship English people so often throughout our lives. I've said this, actors, musicians, athletes, people are obsessed with England. J.K. Rowling, is she English? Just a tiny little country with so much power and influence. Why? I'm going to do till 2:15, and right now it's 2:06. All right. I went to Wales a few summers ago. I saw Wales Austria World Cup qualifier, not knowing it was scripted at the time. Also, apparently, Evan is a Welsh name. Evan is a Welsh name, mate. Evan is a Welsh name. My last name, Edwards, is a very, very Welsh name. And Edwards, when you type in Edwards and Masonry, it has like the same ciphers. Don't know what that means, but Edwards is a very Masonic name. Edwards. And there's been lots of King Edward, King Henry's. What are the kings? King Henry, King Edward. I can't even think of the other kings, guys. I don't give a shit either, to be honest. If I remember, London equals 23. I'm not sure London equals 23, but I'll check for you. Let's have a look. London. No, London's 29 and 74, like Masonic. And Freemasonry was founded in London, which is hilarious in itself. Like, for example, the people who founded Freemasonry, the originals, were they chosen to do it? Why them? Why did they find this? Why them? Were they chosen to find Freemasonry? Whoever founded the Church of Satan, was it Anton LaVey or something? Why him? Why was he chosen to found that? Why him? I don't know, man. He was a Welsh pirate, buccaneer, mercenary. Wow. Wow. Nice comeback. That means a lot. I get chills from these comments. People don't need to tell me how amazing I am at decoding sports. I don't really get much joy, but when you tell me I'm inspiring people to escape this matrix, that's why I do it. That's why I'm here on a Saturday doing this. It means a lot to me. And it does tire me out, guys, but it's worth it. I'm not wasting my energy. At least the energy I exert is to try and help people and wake people up. It's kind of worth giving up that energy. But thank you for that, mate. I appreciate it. Hey, Illusion, this is a serious question. When you adopt people into Masonry, surely some people must decline, and what then stops them from speaking out? From what I've heard about Masonry, mate, a lot of people leave it because they can't afford it. So every time you go up a rank, first degree, second degree, third degree, you have to pay more money to attend the events or the ritual. And a lot of people can't afford it. So they'll stop at 3rd or 4th degree. Others will stop because just the ritual gets too much for them. But I think first rank is probably the vow of silence. To get initiated into Freemasonry, where they put the sword on your chest and basically say you must keep these secrets, or this is how easy it is, we'll kill you. It doesn't have to be through stabbing them. So yeah, they, in the first initiation, they swear to secrecy. And I'm sure if I was a Mason and I was hammering Masonry and all the secrets of it, I'd be dead now, probably. But that is a good question. I don't know. You'd have to. I probably know somebody who's a Mason without knowing they're a Mason, because they're not allowed to tell you. I wish I could sit down with a Mason and say, hey, mate, what is this? What degree are you? What did you have to do? But they're not going to tell me, are they? The only way you're going to find out how it works to be a Mason is to become one. And then if you become one, you can't say anything. That's why they've kept everything such a wonderful secret. But now just the truth's shining, which I think is a beautiful thing. Maybe we don't need these scumbags to reveal who they are. The universe will do that. If anybody needs the inside scoop on religion, look up Jordan Maxwell and Wake from the Illusion. I've checked out Jordan Maxwell, speaks so much truth. For sure, very intelligent man. Modern Freemasonry was founded by the Jesuits in the banking districts. Yep, 1717. Again, 17 is the 7th prime. That's why 7 is such a big number recently as well. Liverpool win 7th win in a row versus Spurs. Yep, every chance Liverpool will beat Spurs to make it 7 wins in a row. I agree with that. This is. I'm not going to say the decode. I can't even speak. The decode. There is a little riddle to more than a little riddle. And I know they're not going to change the script because the Illusion spoke out on a live. There's a little riddle, guys, for Wolves to beat Chelsea at plus 500. There's a little riddle. It's on my Patreon. I'm not going to share it. I'm not saying it's a cert. The odds scare me. I'm like, why are Wolves plus 500 at home? And they're a pretty decent team. and Chelsea just drew 1-1 with shitty Everton. So there's a riddle. If you do like to bet, I'm not promoting it. I don't bet myself anymore. Look out for that Wolves game, unless they cancel it because of COVID, because Mason Mount gets COVID 33 minutes before the game. Your family name's Edwards? Yeah, I like the name Edwards. I like my name. I've always liked my name, Adam Edwards. I've liked it. But again, if you type in Edwards, it's got the same 4 ciphers as Masonic. Oh, then the illusions are Mason. No, I didn't give myself the name Edwards. And I didn't even know about the Masons until about 2 years ago. I knew that they founded the FA, but I didn't give a shit. I didn't research the Masons. I wasn't bothered. Switzerland are advertising death pods called Sarco. The sarcophagus Egyptian box with what the heck? I know a lot of countries now are promoting assisted suicide, which freaks me out. They're pushing, like, they know people are very sensitive to mental health now, and now there's assisted suicide. It'll help you kill yourself. It's disgusting. Good for depopulation, though. Most stay in the blue degrees. See, Charlie, I don't even know what the blue degree is. Is that what, less than the 5th? What's the blue degree in masonry? Is it like karate, where 33 degrees, like the black belt? Now, anybody, I think, can become a 1st degree. Anybody. But to get to 33, like George Washington, oh my God. What on earth did you do to get to that level? Okay, so Scripts on Veal thinks Liverpool will lose. This guy's a really good coder, so respect what he puts. 15 weeks before Tottenham founded, what the anniversary, 15 weeks after Tottenham Stadium opened, Spurs can get 15th win. All right, so if it's all about 15 in that game, then Spurs could win it. This is why it's tough. Like, it's all fun and games, guys. You will find numbers for both, but more often than not, if you're really good at it, you'll find the biggest numbers at play. But if the game's about 15 tomorrow, it's Spurs. If it's about 7, it's Liverpool. And then you just got to, okay, let me keep searching. If he finds like another 7 15s, then it's probably the 15. 15's been playing really big recently. I like Wolves to win. Okay. No, I think Wolves could win. Not going to say they will, but at that price. And I don't give a shit. If Chelsea beat them 5-0, whatever. I'm not going to be embarrassed. There's a riddle for Wolves to win. And if you like to bet, do a little bet on plus 500. Why bet on Chelsea at minus 200 away? You'd be an idiot to do that. So have a little bet on Wolves. Wolves as well, like the wolves in sheep clothing. Games on a Sunday. I'm not going to get into my code. Well, do you know tomorrow? Kobe's death was exactly 99 weeks ago. Exactly. California's birth is 99. Look out for 99s tomorrow. Being one of the biggest numbers this year. Moles and Dogma with Albert Pike. Yeah, it talks a lot about Freemasonry. Well, let me read this thing again from Rich Boy. Kobe Bryant's last birthday to the coronavirus being declared a pandemic on March the 11th is 201 days. Jeez Louise. I thought I knew everything about Kobe Bryant more than anybody. Don't think I knew that. I need to see that. So Kobe Bryant died January the 26th, 2020. And coronavirus 3/11/2020. What do you get? What, am I misreading something here? Let me read that again. Oh, his last birthday. Oh, okay, so August the 23rd, 2019. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, oh, wow, it is, lad. So from Kobe's last birthday before his death to coronavirus being declared a pandemic was exactly 201 days. Mate, thank you. I thought I knew everything about Kobe, and then you've just proven that I don't. You legend. I'll share that. Guys, my throat's hurting. I'm going to have to go in a minute. That mint chocolate chip ice cream is screaming at me right now. It's screaming at me to eat it. I'll read these last few comments. I heard there's an even higher degree than 33, possibly. All I've ever read is 33 degrees the highest. There may be a higher one. I don't know. Again, I don't know much about Freemasonry other than what I've read, because they don't give away their secrets. That's why they're called secret societies. Corona del Mar equals 56.70. Wow. Corona del Mar. That's where Kobe was buried, guys. And it was declared a pandemic 201 days after his last birthday, after his 41st birthday. Thank you for that, bro. Liverpool 47, 15th prime, nice. I'd have to look at the league table, mate, because that often gives away clues. At Liverpool on 40 points. They can go on 43. They won 4 draws, 1 loss, like 41. Ooh, the table. Looking at the table's telling me Liverpool. The table tells me Liverpool. Like, for example, Tottenham. It's going to be Tottenham's 15th Premier League game tomorrow. They can stay on 8 wins, like 15-8. And the Jesuit order were founded on the 15th of August, 15-8. Last night, LeBron James got his 1,058th consecutive game with 10 points or more. 158 on the Pope's birthday. The Society of Jesus founded 15-8. Freemasonry 158. I think Liverpool win. Just by looking at the table. Just by looking at the table, I think Liverpool win. Yeah, okay. Liverpool, just very quickly, they can get their 13th win, stay on 4 draws and 1 loss, and 41's the 13th prime. I think Liverpool will beat Spurs. Could be wrong. Conte can stay on 15 losses. All right, if there's all these 15s, mate, just keep an eye on 16. Omicon's the 15th letter of the Greek alphabet. That's very good. It's the lowest start point. A lot of police are blue degrees. Is that why the siren's blue? I hate that when you hear the police siren. It pisses me off. It gives me a headache. Spurs win. Klopp will stay on 150 Premier League wins. Another 15. Mate, you're going to get some nice value with Spurs. Klopp can get his 151st league win. And that's the 36 prime. Pope Francis, it was his birthday yesterday and he was born in 36. Keep an eye on that. Klopp's really connected to the Pope, Jurgen Klopp. I would stay away from that game, but again, this is what I mean with this. It's hard. I'll find shit for both, and you just got to pick your favorite. Probably how I'm going to start going on Patreon, to be honest. Guys, here's the code for both. I personally prefer Liverpool, but if you like the Spurs code and you like the odds, go for Spurs. Then at least somebody in my community is going to win. I'm not a genius. All right, last minute. Remember from Kobe's last birthday to event 201, 56 days. Mate, you do amazing work. You do amazing work. Event 201. Pandemic declared 201 days after Kobe's birthday, who died the year it was declared a pandemic. Illuminati 150. Tom Brady was born on a day leaving 150 days left in the year, and Tom Brady's connected to Liverpool heavily. So is LeBron. I think LeBron's got stakes in Liverpool. It's always worth checking his numbers out in a Liverpool game. All right, guys, I better go. I'm starting to feel a bit shit. My neck, my throat, like everything's hurting me at the moment. So I'm out of water. I'm all out of water, guys. For the people who think I'm Australian when I'm not. I'm all out of water. I'm going to go get myself my beach shorts on. I'm going to go pack my umbrella. I'm going to go cruise to the beach. I'm going to go in the water. I'm going to eat my ice cream. I'm going to chill the hell out, guys. I'm going to have my heavenly moment on this earth. All right, cheers, guys. Much love. I'm glad you appreciate the live. And thanks for all the knowledge that you share with me. If you gamble, guys, just bet smart, please. Don't go silly. Don't let it ruin your life. And enjoy your weekend. I'll probably go live next week at some point. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but whatever. We'll see what happens. Take care. Much love. And speak to you all soon, hopefully. Have a great day. Bye-bye.